Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 72 of the Clockwork Cantina. And it's been a minute, uh, but we'll get to that.
Sure
First,
has.
I am one of your hosts, Josh902, and this is our other host of this awesome show.
I'm DT3. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. Um, Sorry, camera looks a little dark, so I was going to turn on a little lighting. Um, So we have a lot to catch up on, a lot of news, a lot of what we've been up to.
Yep.
Thank you, Jake, for the resub. Appreciate that in the chat. Um, but we're back now after a couple weeks. Um, Today's just going to be the catch up episode where we go through all the stuff that we've missed the last couple weeks and get all caught up on news and trailers and
We got some things to talk about for
everything.
sure.
Hell yeah. Um, so we usually start off the show by talking about what we've been up to. So if Daniel, you want to start us off on what you have been
Yeah,
up
I'll start
to.
off. The reason why we haven't had shows a couple past weeks is because I've been sick like a dog.
Yeah, my
I
boy been
was I
sick.
was out of action for a little bit. I don't even know how long it was. All I know is that for like a week straight, I was in hell. It was
Mm-hmm.
it was bad. It was honestly it was like about as like worst as I've ever felt like being sick, like ever. Like it was like that for that one week. Like I was just the entire fucking thing. It was awful. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything. I didn't have a whole lot of energy. I couldn't do anything, man. It was bad. I basically just like slept all day, because I couldn't do shit. I just, I would medicate and rest, and like that was basically all I could do because I barely had enough energy to walk up to the bathroom sometimes, dude. Like it was that bad.
Yeah.
And like the symptoms that I had were pretty fucking bad too. Like I thought, I mean, I still don't know if it was COVID or not. It could have been, could have not been. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty rough there for a while. But I'm all right now. I even have my second dose of the vaccine, so I'm all vaxxed up. I got both doses. Um, so I'm good to go on that front now. Um, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much like I was just sick for a while, Um, and yeah, I mean I barely had enough time to do anything when I was sick, but before that, I mean since it's been a couple weeks, I've done a bunch of other stuff. Like I finally beat Shadow of the Tomb Raider on stream, and I haven't played this other one-off game, Tacoma, and
Mm-hmm.
we watched some documentaries and movies, and typical stuff.
Yeah.
I played some more Squadrons again when I came back from the sickness. I streamed for Star Wars Day. I streamed some Squadrons and some Battlefront, and I even played a little bit of the OG Battlefront for a little bit. Um, yeah, I mean, I watched Hereditary for the first time, like before I got sick. Just that's honestly mainly the big thing is that I was just like out of action and sick for a while. But I mean, of course, I watched movies, and like before that, I watched movies and played the games and whatnot, Apex and whatnot. But yeah, I mean that's the big thing though for me is that I was sick. I was out of action for a while. Um, but I'm good now. I'm good now. Like I said, I'm vaxxed up. I got both doses. Um, and yeah, I'm feeling a lot better than I was. Because let me tell you, man, for that one week that I was out, it was awful. It was like really, it was truly awful. Like I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It was pretty fucking bad, man. That's why like when like I wasn't on anything. Like I didn't have I barely had the energy like I said, to go to the fucking bathroom. So I wasn't on Discord. I wasn't on anything. I couldn't do shit, man. I was just like out of it. But I'm glad I'm past that now because that was rough, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It was weird not having Daniel around because Daniel's usually always around. Like of the two people that are the most consistent with just hanging out and on Discord, it's usually us, right? Like it's me, you, and Majin. A lot of the times they're like the people on the Discord. But Daniel wasn't around for like week, 2 weeks, week and a half, something like that. It was weird. It's weird because I'm used to you hanging out and being there.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
was fucked up, dude. I don't remember like prior to that, I hadn't been sick in so long. Like, cause I'm usually always like pretty good about not getting sick, but fucking and the weird thing is like it wasn't even my fault that I got sick. Like someone got me sick. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like it wasn't my fault. Like it was fucked up, man. Like I didn't. I was like, man, I don't deserve this shit. I didn't even go anywhere to get sick. I'm like, this is some bullshit, bro. How did I get this? Like, how did I get this sick this bad? And like, I hadn't gotten again. I hadn't gotten. I don't usually ever get sick. So like, and when I do, it's usually over pretty quickly. But like I said, man, this time it hit me hard, man, and it was really awful, and then it fucked me up for a good while. But again, I'm just glad to be all over that because that was terrible. I'm glad to be back back in action and aware of things because for that time, man, I didn't know shit. I was just again I could like barely sleep when I was supposed to sleep, and then I would just sleep I would just be resting all day and medicating and all that bullshit that you do. But anyway, I'm glad we're past that. I'm good now. That's basically been what I've been up to the past 2 weeks because I was down, as the kids say, I was down bad, man.
Mhm.
But anyway, we're back, which is why we're having an episode today. We got a lot of news to catch up on. A lot of the news is gonna be kind of older because again, a lot of this stuff was written, or I had it in my notes from like weeks ago, but it'll still be good to talk about because there's a lot of good stuff in here. We do have some more recent trailers though that dropped today and you know a
Mhm.
couple days ago and all that stuff. So we'll talk about that. But anyway, I've spoken enough. I'll let Josh talk about what he's been up to the past 2 weeks.
So, what I've been up to is I watched some stuff. Watched quite a few things actually. A&E's been doing this wrestling like the past few weeks. Every weekend they would do like a documentary on somebody. They started with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I watched that one. It was really
I
good.
watched that one too, by the way. It was good. Yeah.
Hell yeah. The next one was Rowdy Roddy Piper. I watched that one. That one was good as well. And then the last one was the Macho Man Randy Savage doc. Uh, I watched that one and it was good as well. And last night the Booker T one came out and I didn't watch that one yet, but I will eventually. I watched a few episodes of Mad Men a few weeks ago. I think I told Daniel that I had watched a couple episodes, but I hadn't put it on.
Mad
We hadn't
Men's
done
good
a
stuff,
podcast this
man.
time.
I really like that show. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. I've just gotten distracted, so it's been a couple weeks since I've seen it, but I liked what I saw. I need to watch more of it. Um, we watched the Mortal Kombat movie, which we're going to talk about in the second half of the show.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Um, we watched the finale of Invincible. That was good, so highly recommend
I still
Invincible.
haven't seen that. I gotta check that
Oh,
out.
that's right. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out when you get the chance
Yeah,
in the chat, and also
I
Daniel.
got to. I'll be able to talk about it next week probably because I have to check it out. I really have enjoyed Invincible, and I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't I couldn't I wasn't around for the finale, so
Yeah. Um, Dark Side of the Ring makes its return. So there's been a lot of wrestling stuff on TV the last couple weeks. So the Dark Side of the Ring's where they get into like the nitty gritty, dirty parts of wrestling, which to be honest is a lot of wrestling. They did a 2-part special on Brian Pillman, and I think you can watch it on their website over on Vice if you don't have those channels. So highly recommend checking that out. It's pretty cool. Um, I binged all of Shadow and Bone. Recommend that show as well. It's on Netflix. It's 8 episodes. They're about 40, 45-ish minutes long. I really enjoyed it. If you like fantasy, D&D, that kind of stuff, recommend checking it out. And fall in love with the characters like I did, because they are very interesting and awesome and beautiful and love them. Since we watched Mortal Kombat, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of feeling uh wanting to know the history of like the games and stuff. So, there's a one thing I watched after we had watched that movie was this documentary by 616 Entertainment, which is a channel on YouTube. Go look them up. They do like video game documentaries, a lot of wrestling ones on there as well. Called The History of Mortal Kombat. It is a multi-part documentary series about going through the games and some of the stuff that happened during the development and stuff. Recommend checking those out. It is long. Like, let me look it up really quick. I will check it. I will tell you how the length of it. But it's broken up into parts, so you don't have to watch it all in one go.
Okay.
But let me tell you how long that is. It's 2.5 hours. So, but it's broken up into like 5 parts. I want to say it's
You
5 parts, something
not
like
too
that.
bad, no.
Um, so it's cool. Check that out. Another thing I watched, and I think it's Baba's the reason I ended up watching this one, was the history of Resident Evil, also by 616 Entertainment. Where they talk about some of the early games. They don't go into like the later remakes and stuff like that. That one I don't think it's as long. I'll let you know real quick. Oh wait, it's longer. Never mind, I got those backwards. The History of Resident Evil: A Decade of Decay by 616 Entertainment is 4 hours long. So
Oh wow.
if you,
Damn.
but again, multiple parts. He does these over months and then lets out part after part, and then at the end, once he's done it all, he does one big mega thing where it's all combined into one big thing. So again, you don't have to watch it all in one go. You can watch it in parts. I watched it in parts because that one was really long. So check those out if any of that interests you. It was enjoyable, it was informative, I learned a lot, and it was really cool. The last show I've been watching is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've recently, I don't know, like we have friends that watch it and talk about it, and I'm like, I need to check this out because I've never checked out Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I've never
I've
seen it either.
watched I've watched the entire first season now, and I would recommend it. I don't even know how many seasons there are. I think there's like 7. There's gonna be an 8th, and I think it's gonna be the final one. Um, but it's fun. It's good for a little laugh. If you need a little laugh in your life, I enjoy it. Terry Crews is great, and he's in that show. So, um, the last things I have are the couple of games I've been playing. Terminator Resistance, which I was playing on the hardest difficulty, and got really mad at, and have currently quit. So
I
I'm
was gonna say, did you end up beating that? Or?
no, I was close, and then I got to a spot. I worked really hard for like a couple hours on this spot, and then died, and it
Damn.
threw me and lost all of that, and I got super salty. And was like, "Fuck this!" So I'm taking a break from Terminator Resistance for the moment because it pissed me off so bad.
All right.
But it's like I kind of did it to myself, right? Because I'm playing on the hardest. I was playing it on the hardest difficulty, which is something I never do for games. I usually just play on like the medium or even the easy, depending on if I just want the story or whatnot. But like, it's Terminator, and you're playing a resistance soldier. It kind of makes sense for the game to be hard as fuck. Because like, I mean, they're Terminators, man. It's not supposed to be easy. So that's kind of how I rationalize playing it on the hardest difficulty, which is something I almost never do because for the exact reasons I just listed, which was I got salty at the game and fucking quit at the moment. So, but I will go back and finish it up. It's not. Let me see if I can throw a 10-second review at you. It's not the greatest game. It's not probably going to win any awards, but I'm enjoying it. It's got a nice, chill little story and some cool characters. So, if you can get it on sale, I'd say get it. The other thing is something I just started, so I don't have a whole lot I can offer on it, but it's called Chernobylite. if anybody that played
Oh yeah.
Stalker or those types of games, it's kind of like that where you go around and it's got this weird story and these weird paranormal things that are kind of happening. Had one jump scare that got me. I don't know if
And then
Daniel was in the.
you're playing it in Russian, right? To get that
I am.
immersion.
I am playing it in Russian. It has Russian or English voice acting. I went with the Russian with English subtitles because I mean it's Chernobyl,
Yeah.
so it's kind of gotta be. It's not on my notes, but a lot of D&D new stuff has been coming out that I've been checking out. So that I've also kind of been up to that stuff, new supplements and a lot of stuff from DM's Guild and stuff. So that's kind of all I've been up to the last few weeks, man, while we've been out of action here. Uh, so we are free to head into the news, my friend.
Do it. So first up, we have something that I am very excited about, and something
Me too.
that we'd been talking about for a very long time. But apparently now it's reported that Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is getting a remake from the port studio Aspyr. So Aspyr, for those of you who know or don't know, they've usually been doing the ports of the older Star Wars games to like the Switch or the PS4 or that kind of thing, like Jedi Academy and KOTOR and all these like Republic Commando most recently, and all these older like LucasArts era games. Um, but apparently during an interview, Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier uh, revealed that yeah, the KOTOR remake is currently in development and Aspyr is working on it. Uh, there'd been rumors for dating like I think early last year, right? That this was
Mm-hmm.
something that may be happening, yeah, January 2020, that it would be in development and that it would integrate elements from the first two games in order to bring certain things into the current Star Wars canon. Um, what else we have here? Um, yeah, I mean, they had tweeted like early last year that if it was happening, it probably wasn't going to be EA.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, so now we know that yeah, it's not because Aspyr is doing it. So I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about this other than I cannot fucking wait. I'm excited. I'm glad they're finally listening to us and making it happen.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I seriously can't wait, man. If they do it like how they did the Resident Evil 7 remake, oh man, I'm gonna be very happy. So I'm excited for this. I can't wait. Obviously, we don't have a release date or anything, but yeah, dude, I'm pretty damn hype about this. I love KOTOR. It's my favorite game of all time. It's one of my favorite stories of all time. It just everything about it. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm very much looking forward to this. Uh, and I'm looking forward to playing the game again. I've played it many times, and I can't wait to play it and stream it and all that good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to it very much.
Yeah. Um, it's cool. I'm excited. I'm curious to see what they change. I imagine that they'll probably they may adjust combat. I mean, like KOTOR combat. The way it was it was based on that old tabletop D&D kind of system. I'm kind of
Yeah,
curious to see if they'll change it to like a little bit more actiony kind of
I think
system.
I heard that they were gonna change the combat up.
Yeah. Um which is probably a good thing. I mean, I still love the old KOTOR and would still go back and play it to this day, and the combat never bothered me. But it's a little different nowadays than it was back in the day when that was made. Um uh I'm I'm just there's a tiny bit of me that wants to be like I'm a little worried just because it's Aspirin. They usually do ports. Since this is like
Yeah,
a full on remake, at least that's the wording that's used in these articles is remake, not remaster, remake. I'm just a little bit like I want to know who's kind of in charge and running the thing. So there's a small part of me that's like I'm a tiny bit worried, but not super worried. It doesn't like I am excited because it's KOTOR. That means somebody in charge of all the Star Wars stuff is like, all right, let's have a look at this and see how it does again. So if it comes out, sells good, could be the first of many great stories in the Old Republic, perhaps. Um, uh, world's wide open. Could be get more games. Could be television series. Could be movies. You never know. So I am excited with a small twinge of. I hope everything turns out okay. Um, if we're ready to move on from the Kotor stuff.
Yep. We have Elite Dangerous Odyssey coming out on May 19th, which is pretty soon. It's like a week from now.
Hey, we were ahead of the curve on this one.
So yeah, that's coming out soon. Before I got sick, I had been playing some more Elite Dangerous, and it's a fun game to play every once in a while. And now with this new update, I'm gonna be very curious to see how like the dynamic of the game changes because you previous I mean up until this point you'd only been able to fly around in your ship, but this new update is going to give you legs. It's like you're going to be able to walk around on planets and stuff, so
Mhm.
it's going to change up the game quite a bit. I'm looking forward to seeing like early gameplay, or other streamers, more well-known streamers, check it out and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, I'll end up getting it eventually and checking it out because I like the game. I enjoy it very much. But yeah, I mean, I'm just it's gonna be one of those things that yeah, I'll probably see. I'll check other people out when they first get it and play it and all that good stuff. But I
Mhm.
am looking forward to this. Should be fun. Again, I'm just wondering how like much it's gonna change up the game because I mean, never had legs before in this game, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious how the um the co-op stuff is gonna be now with that. Like I'm
Mhm.
sure that's gonna be a lot more fun. So yeah.
Yeah. I haven't. I haven't checked out Elite Dangerous yet. Um, I've been kind of waiting for like the legs update a little bit. Um, but I'm definitely gonna check it out now. So I have to get like a better joystick than what I have,
Joystick, yeah.
which are kind of hard to get their hands on at the moment. But I have seen some like previews and stuff of people being like, "Yeah, it made me feel small," as they've checked out like early builds and stuff like that for Odyssey. It's looking pretty cool. It's sounding pretty cool, and I'll be interested in checking that out.
Hell yeah,
Uh,
man. Boots on the ground. Let's go.
let's do it.
Um next up we have someone else, another Blizzard vet leaving the company. We have Overwatch game director, or former Overwatch game director, Jeff Kaplan has left Blizzard after 19 years, and he'll be replaced by Aaron Keller. Again, this is a little bit of older news. Like this happened like a couple weeks ago already, but
Hmm.
it's still, I think it's still like important enough to bring up because I mean, I'm a pretty big Overwatch guy. I know Josh really isn't really, but he's more, he can, I think he can speak on the Blizzard side of things on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jeff issued a statement that said, "I'm leaving Blizzard Entertainment after 19 amazing years. It was truly the honor of a lifetime to have the opportunity to create worlds and heroes for such a passionate audience. I want to express my deep appreciation to everyone at Blizzard who supported our games, our game teams, and our players. But I want to say a special thanks to the wonderful game developers that shared in the journey of creation with me. Never accept the world as it appears to be. Always dare to see it for what it could be. I hope you do the same." So that was his statement, and then Keller had his own statement, uh, which said, where he spoke a little bit about Overwatch too. He said, "I also recognize that making games at Blizzard has always been a group effort and never about just one point of view. Together with the rest of the team, I feel fortunate that we have a deep bench of development and creative leaders, numerous veteran Blizzard artists and designers, and some extremely talented new blood as well, along with tons of support throughout the company for the live game and for Overwatch 2. Speaking of Overwatch 2, development is continuing at a good pace. We have an exceptional vision we're executing on. The reaction from many of you to the updates we shared at BlizzCon Line thrilled us. We have exciting reveals planned for this year and beyond as we ramp to launch. We'll be sharing more frequent updates about Overwatch 2 progress and new features in the live game with you all very soon. Um, of course, I think they said earlier this year to not expect Overwatch 2 this year, so it'll most likely be next year. If I had to guess. But yeah, it's kind of sad to see Papa Jeff go, man, because he was yeah, as far as I remember, man, he was the dude for Overwatch, man,
I mean,
and
he was the
yeah,
lead designer. He was the game director. So like
yeah,
losing him is concerning. I think it's very concerning for Blizzard. Like, Jeff Kaplan has been with them for
yeah,
like
19 years they
ever.
said. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So like, I mean, he was a designer on Warcraft 3. He was the designer and game director of World of Warcraft. He's worked on the expansions. He worked on their canceled game Titan, the thing that was before Overwatch, that ended up being canceled. Um, Over the past
yeah,
few weeks, Blizzard's kind of taken a beating. Uh, a little bit from different gaming personalities and stuff like that. Like Kaplan leaving, I think is bad. I think it's
yeah. I
very
mean,
bad for
yeah, because
Blizzard.
not only did he not leave Overwatch, but he left the whole company, he left Blizzard, you know. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's kind of I don't know, man. You know more about the Blizzard stuff than I do. Like I just to me, like I Overwatch is like the main Blizzard thing that I'm
Hmm.
about. You're obviously your WoW and all the other stuff. So yeah, man, I don't know. This is a tough one. Tough to lose Jeff, man.
Yeah, it really sucks. Uh, I suspect that he probably has a non-compete for a while. Possibly, I have no clue on how the
Mm.
contracts and stuff like that work, but I would not be surprised if he shows up at one of the other companies, probably Mike Morhame's um, new company over there. So Mike Morhaime used to be in charge of Blizzard, right? And then he left and uh, formed his own company called Dreamhaven, which has a lot of ex Blizzard people there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kaplan
Shows
shows
up
up
there.
there. Um, he may have just retired. I mean, you don't know. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't. Who knows? Yeah,
uh,
I guess we'll
eh,
we'll,
you know,
we'll find out at some point, like soon, I would
um,
imagine. But
it'll be interesting to see. Um, I'm not gonna go on like the Blizzard rants that I'm very bad and prone to go on here, but
yeah,
I will say that it does kind of say a lot that a lot of the people that were in charge are leaving the company, and then like a lot of the people that are in charge now are giving really just shit hot take interviews that are just bad,
oof.
and like yeah, like it's just shitty. Um, Blizzard used to be like tip top for me. They've dropped so fucking low nowadays. It's sad and pathetic, really. Um, but we can move on from the Blizzard stuff, um, and move into this trailer. I think
I
I'm the one that put up.
yeah. I was gonna bring up what has Dreamhaven done anything yet or no?
No, they're working on. Let me look it up. I know they're working on something. Um, let me look it up here. I think they said they've work on something.
How long have they been a thing?
In 2020
Oh, so
is
last
when
year.
they were founded, so pretty still fairly new.
Okay, yeah, makes sense
Um,
that they haven't done anything yet. That's fair.
it has two game development studios called Secret Door and Moonshot Games. So it has like uh, they're the company, and then they have like two development studios under them. Um, so two of those. So I expect to be seeing some sort of game out of them in the next few years. I'd imagine. Uh, um, oh, so yeah, like so we saw Mike Morhaime leave. He formed Dreamhaven. Chris Metzen retired for a little bit, or left the games industry for a bit, and then he started his tabletop company, War Chief Gaming, or I think is what it's called, and they've started their Kickstarter the other day for their tabletop stuff. But I was talking with some WoW friends that were like, I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Metzen ended up doing something with Dreamhaven at some point. Like he was a big part of Blizzard for years. So as well, like what if everybody that made Blizzard what it was is not like there? Like it's
Yeah.
weird when
I
you
mean,
look at it.
like you said, everybody's leaving, man. It's like shit.
Mm-hmm. Uh, which I'm sure there's still people there that were there originally, but like the big names that I'm used to hearing, like Kaplan, Metzen, and Morhaime, um, are the guys that were there for that.
Yeah, I got you.
So,
All right. Well, yeah, I was just curious because yeah.
mm-hmm.
But anyway, we can check out this trailer that you posted here.
This is a trailer for Tales of Arise. It's a release date trailer. When I put this in here, I couldn't remember if we had shown a trailer because I think they had another trailer that we had put up previously. Maybe I can't remember exactly.
Hmm.
Um, so this is Tales of Arise. I don't know if you've ever played any of the Tales games.
I
They're
haven't played
JR,
it. I haven't played any of them, but I've heard of them.
the JRPGs.
I know there's a few of them, but I haven't played any of them at all.
The only one I've ever played was like Tales of Abyss, and then I've like watched the anime for it instead of like completing the game, which is weird. Um,
I usually don't play these kind of games.
I do sometimes, and I thought this one looked cool, so I may check this out. And I threw the trailer in here just because I liked it and was like, hey, this is pretty cool. This looks pretty neat. Um, they're showing off some party members here. They're showing off like the main characters. It's it's a weeb game, and I and I'll be playing it. So um, probably at some point in the
I'm
future.
getting like Fire Emblem vibes out of this.
Yeah,
Is that
right.
why
Kind
you're
of.
into it?
Yeah, I'm I'm very picky with my games sometimes.
Mhm.
Um, and when it comes to like these style of games, it's usually like the Fire Emblems, the JRPGs and stuff like that grab me. So, looks like there's some boss fights in here. I'll be honest with you, I haven't played a Tales game in like a long time, and this is a next gen Tales games. So, uh, let's have a look see at the date here. It should say it here at the end, I believe. I hope it better be. Yeah, September 10th,
Oh, my birthday. There you go.
2021.
I put on my
Hey,
birthday. Hey, there you go.
hey.
It's a gift from me to you. There you go.
Hell yeah.
No,
Um
what?
so let's get the sorry, what?
No, I was say what day is my birthday this year? It's on a Friday. Okay, that makes sense. Games a lot. There's gonna be a lot of things releasing on my birthday then if it's on a Friday.
Yeah. This is the 17th main entry in the Tales
The
series,
Tales
by the
series.
way.
Jesus Christ! I
That's
didn't
because
even
it's
know
got a
there was that
lot of
many
games.
games, dude.
I
I,
didn't either, bro.
I thought there was like 5 or something. There's fucking 17. What the fuck? How old is this series?
That's a good question. Let's see if I can
Fucking
find the first one.
17, dude. What the shit? I legit had no idea there was that many of these games.
Uh, is this the first game? It is the first. This is the first title, called Tales of Fantasia. It was released on PlayStation. Uh, hold up. What the fuck? When did this come out? Uh, initially released for the the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in December of 1995. It
Oh, wow.
was later ported to a number of other platforms, including the Japanese exclusive version for the PlayStation and a Game Boy Advanced version. So It's 1995, bro. It's the old
That's
series.
crazy. Yeah, I didn't know it was that old, man. Again, because I haven't played these games. I don't usually play them, so I don't know, man. I knew I know there was several of them, but I didn't know there was that many.
And then the first time I really heard about it was, which Tales game is it? I guess it was Abyss. Is that the first time I actually heard of? No, Tales of Symphonia. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think, which was on the GameCube.
Hmm.
Crazy. It's a series that I've never really checked out, but I've heard about. You know, it's
Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, I've just never heard it. I've just always heard about it.
um that's all we have in the notes, but I am gonna browse through the Reddits
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there
news stuff
anything
real
else? I
quick.
mean, I'll be honest, I haven't really looked because again, I was just sick for a long time.
Yeah, I have some stuff
I
up
didn't really
here.
get a chance to look after a while. But yeah, if you got some stuff, feel free.
The making of Dishonored, by No Clip. No Clip is a company on YouTube that make documentaries about things, and they're really good. And they're not like the other ones where it's like 4 hours long. I think the making of Dishonored is like a two-parter because it talks about Dishonored 1 and 2. I could be incorrect on the exact details on it. But it's up on their YouTube if anybody wants to check that out. If you're a big fan of Dishonored, I liked the original Dishonored.
That's the only
Um,
one I played. I mean, I enjoyed it though. To
yeah, I
me,
haven't played the
it
second
was
one
one of
either.
those games where I had no idea what to expect, and I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah.
Like when I first
Uh,
played it years ago, like when it first came out or whatever.
so I really like No Clip. The guys that do that stuff over there, I think is really fucking cool and really chill. And like, it's about an hour long. So if you're interested in the Dishonored and how they made it, check out No Clip. If you've never checked out No Clip, highly recommend. They got some great stuff on there. They just did like a roller coaster tycoon one I watched a few weeks ago. I should have put that in the notes and forgot. Um, it's they're really cool, man. I really dig them. Um, uh, the Gears of War guys, Gears 5, and their company, I guess the Coalition, is moving on to next generation development in Unreal Engine 5. So they've put a little note here, which they want me to enter my age, I guess, so I can read it. I can read it to you. It's like super quick, so why not? I know there's some Gears fans probably in the chat out there. At the Coalition, we pride ourselves on delivering the best possible Gears of War games and the best possible game performances using cutting edge tools like Unreal Engine. We wanted to update our fans on both of these things. Um, Thank you to all the fans who have been on this journey with us during a worldwide pandemic and working from home. The team launched the first strategy title, Gears Tactics, relaunched Gears 5 and Tactics on the Xbox Series X and S hardware with performance upgrades and features. Revamped Gears 5 multiplayer and a ton of content and updates, and capped the year with the first mainline campaign expansion, Gears 5 Hive Busters. In almost a decade, as we look to our future, we're excited to start shifting our resources to the next generation development using Unreal Engine 5. Gears of War has always been at the front of the Unreal Engine development as a breakout 720p title for Xbox 360 through the last year's 120 FPS multiplayer update for Xbox Series X and S. We're excited to continue the tradition by developing on UE5 for multiple new projects in the coming years. What does that mean for our current titles? One second, guys. Let me get a little drink here. Throat's a little dry. Gears 5 has content on the way that will continue to release, and will continue to release new operations through Operations 7 and 8. Each operation will have 2 drops, including new characters, new maps, special events through the end of the year. We will have the store updates with exciting new content as well as featured playlists. Shifting to a new engine is a big undertaking, so we want to be clear that we will not be announcing any new projects or titles for some time. Last, our amazing team needs more exceptional. Our amazing teams need more exceptional professionals to help us continue to push the envelope. So we're hiring. Thanks again to all our fans. We're eager to get to work and show you what we're working on when the time is right. The Coalition. I think it's cool that they're setting expectations right out of the gate. That's like this is gonna take a while. You're not gonna see
Yeah,
anything from us for a hot minute.
you ain't gonna hear shit from us for a while because we're moving to a new engine, and we need more people to help us out.
Yes. Uh,
Makes sense.
Moving on. Let's see what else we got here. Hood Outlaws and Legends has a launch trailer. We can check that out. It's about a minute.
That game's out. I was watching play it yesterday, actually.
Yeah, I've seen a few people play it. There was like some early access
And
as
by
well,
Co,
but I think
I
it's
mean Co
officially out.
Carnage. For those of you who don't know,
Yeah,
he's a streamer that we watch.
big
He's
fan
cool.
of Co Carnage.
Yeah, I was watching him play it, and it looked okay. I didn't realize, I guess, that it was a multiplayer game.
Yes, it's like a PvPvE.
Huh.
So there's like two opposing teams fighting against NPCs and each other to try to pull off a heist.
Okay.
Um, and like you can. So what I've seen was like you got to find the key, get it off the sheriff, go in, steal a chest, and then extract that chest, all while fighting other people and NPCs. Um,
So the hood is like Robin Hood. Is
yes,
that what it is? Gotcha.
yes, it's Robin Hood and his merry men and women. Uh, which is it's a little wonky because like I say wonky because like both teams are Robin Hood. Like they obviously look the same
Yeah.
thing, but I think they have skin unlocks and stuff like that in it. And I think they're gonna add more characters eventually.
Makes sense.
Um, it looked okay. I think it'll be fun. I think it's got potential. Um,
I'll
so
this will be one of those games I'll keep an eye on. Like, I'm not gonna
mhm,
get it right away. We'll keep an eye on it, and as Palpatine said to Anakin at the end of Phantom Menace, we'll watch your career with great interest.
right, yeah, it's
Because I mean,
interesting.
because what I did see looked all right, like, and I like the whole
Hmm.
like medieval, I like the medieval shit. So I mean, it'll just have to wait and see, and wait for them to continue to improve on the game and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Um,
I'm looking at Steam, and I already have like 7 people on my friends list that have it.
yeah. Um, it's just a game that's got potential. You know, they come out all the time. Things I won't play right now, but will in the future after it's had some updates,
Yeah.
some improvements. I mean, for what it is, it's fine. I don't even think it's a full price game.
No, it's $30 on Steam.
Yeah, like $30. That's not bad. Mostly positive reviews on there as well.
Hmm?
Um,
It was like just released, barely.
so we'll be
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on this one for sure.
yeah. Moving on. The Mass Effect Legendary Edition will let you use original Mako handling. Now, Daniel, you don't know what the Mako is or what a bitch it was to
Yeah,
drive
I don't know what
back
that
on
is.
the original. So the Mako is this vehicle from the original Mass Effect that has like 6 wheels on it, 3 on one side, 3 on the other.
From the original game?
Yes, and it was notorious for being difficult to control. Like notorious. It's hilarious. They with the legendary edition they have fixed the controls, supposedly fixed. We'll see. Um the controls to make it much better at handling, but if you want that nostalgia of it being a pain in the ass to control, hey, that's gonna be there. It'll be an option for you. If you want to know what we had to deal with back in the day with that thing. um, but I like options, just in case we ever.
Which, speaking of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, is coming out this Friday, and I'm gonna stream it
Yeah,
for the first
boy.
time because I've never played it.
Like, make sure
So
to stop by Daniel Streams, y'all.
yeah, I'm gonna be going through all 3 of the games in order, obviously. 1, 2, then 3. As I've mentioned before, I've only ever played Andromeda, and people are always like, "What? How could you only have played that one? Do you like that game?" Because I always say I enjoy it, and people are always shocked because it's like, apparently people hate that game for some reason.
it does not as bad as people make it out to be. A lot of it is like the meme, and then it's kind of took on a life of its own. The
I enjoyed
faces were
it,
pretty
dude.
bad.
Like for yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's another thing. I didn't play the game right when it came out. I played it like maybe a year or two after it came out. So the game is fine to me. My only complaint about the game is that it was maybe a bit too long. Like I spent forever playing that game. That's literally my
My
only problem. I enjoyed Andromeda for what it was, man.
To stay on Mass Effect for a minute, when they announced some of the Mass Effect stuff that they're working on previously, like they're going back to the old universe, I was actually a little disappointed, and I think we said this on the show. I was a little disappointed that it seemed like they were giving up on Andromeda, the
Hmm.
Andromeda Galaxy, a little bit, and I kind of wish they'd stuck with it. I kind of wish they had like
Yeah,
stuck to their guns, held in there because the Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, like that's the complete story. That's all I ever really need there, really. Um, but I kind of wish that, and I hope they don't. I hope they don't give up on Andromeda. I hope maybe it becomes its own thing and
I hope
and
they don't give
and
up on either
stuff.
because I enjoyed it. If for anybody who worked on the first, who worked on Andromeda, or anybody who has anything to do with that, I enjoyed your game for what it was. My only problem is again that it was maybe a little too long. Because I streamed that game and I only played it on stream and it took me forever to beat it. But it was, I mean, it was fun. I thought the characters were pretty cool. I mean, obviously I haven't played the original because every time I mention to anybody who likes Mass Effect, I'm like, oh, I enjoyed Andromeda. Like, oh, if you like that one, then you're really gonna love the OG, the trilogy you're talking about. So I mean, I'm excited to play it on. It drops on Friday, so we don't have to wait too much longer. Only several more days. Yeah, I'm gonna go through it. It's gonna be fun. And speaking of games that have already come out as well, I've been watching a little bit of the. Before we move on to the next topic, the
Yeah,
new Resident Evil game came out, and I've been watching people play that here and there. Because I don't think I'm gonna play it. Like I didn't play Resident Evil 7. I watched somebody else. I watched other people play that one too. So I'm kind of just doing the same thing for Resident Evil 8. I'm just watching other people play it, and it looks pretty neat. Like it looks pretty cool. I just um. So yeah, I've been watching that, and then what other game came out recently? It was Returnal, that I've heard good things about. People have been enjoying that one as well. It's a PS5 exclusive game. People have been really liking it from what I hear. So those are other two other games that have come out since our last podcast that people have been really enjoying. Everybody's playing Resident Evil right now, obviously, and
hmm
yeah, so been checking those games out. But yeah, to go back to Mass Effect, since we were talking about that, yeah, Friday it was gonna be it's exciting, man, because I haven't played those games, so looking forward to that.
Since we're talking about Mass Effect, let's stay on Mass Effect for a little bit because there's a couple of other little things out here that have come up the past week. The first thing is something I downloaded, which
Right.
is the past Mass Effect Deluxe Edition content is now online and for free. So if you like the soundtracks, they had some comic books that came in those deluxe editions.
Yeah.
100% free to get right now. I'll get the link for you guys. It's about a gigabyte. It includes 88 music tracks
Oh
from
wow.
across the trilogy, including a resynthesis single. It'll have 2 digital art books, so don't look in those till you play the games, because I'm sure there'll be spoilers. Um, 2 digital comic books and a digital lithograph of the Normandy spaceship. So let me get the links for you guys, for anybody that's interested in that, and I'm gonna drop it in the Twitch chat for you. If you're interested in that stuff, go download it. I downloaded it. Um, It includes 88 iconic tracks. Download and enjoy your favorite music from the trilogy tracks, including the Mass Effect theme, Uncharted Worlds, The Suicide Mission, Elusive Man Leaving Earth, and many more. Um, delve deeper into the saga with 2 exquisite digital art books for Mass Effects 2 and 3. 2 PDF comic books. Learn more about the Mass Effect universe with 2 limited edition digital comic books from Dark Horse Comics: Mass Effect Redemption Issue 1 and Mass Effect Invasion Issue 1. So check those out as well. and show off the best ship in the fleet with a digital lithograph for the Normandy. This promotion is available until the earlier of May 31st, 2021, or until download capacity is reached, so it won't be up there forever. So grab it, guys. Also, we have
as we speak, I'm downloading it for later. I mean, I'm downloading it now so I can check it out later. Is what I meant.
Yeah. Another thing that they did, which is cool, there's like a lot of little Mass Effect news. I just realized as we're sitting here, they let you make your own game cover art that you could download and put
I saw
out.
it like trending on Twitter, like a couple, like I don't know, like a week, like within the past week or so. You know.
Yeah, so I'll get you the links for that if anybody's interested in it. I imagine Daniel's probably not too interested in it because he's not going to know any of the characters.
No, yeah, I was gonna say the reason why I haven't done one was because I don't, I don't know anybody yet.
But I've went through and made mine. It lets you download it as a wallpaper, as a game cover art, as whatever you as a really high def photo. It's really cool.
If I remember after I play all 3 games, then I'll do it.
Yeah. Another thing we have here from the Mass Effect guys is they let out some performance details. From EA, it says Mass Effect Legendary Edition performance details get the full breakdown of on the output resolution and expected frame rate targets for the games, which vary between platforms. Mass Effect Legendary Edition offers a number of options to prioritize visual fidelity and/or frame rate depending on your platform. Players on PC can play up to 240 FPS and supporting refresh rates of up to 240 Hz. Additionally, players can tweak several graphics options at any time to fine-tune the preferred balance of graphics and performance. Console players can toggle between 2 gameplay modes at any time on all platforms. The first one is favor quality, prioritizing achieving the highest visual fidelity possible in exchange for a lower target frame rate. And the next option is favor frame rate, prioritizing the frame rate by scaling native resolution and reducing some graphical features. The target resolution and frame rate, as well as the consistency with which those targets are achieved, are highly dependent on the console. Please refer to the table below for more details. So they have a table here. I could show it off on screen. And zoom it in for you. So if you're in the quality option and playing on the PS4, the original, you can get up to 1080p, 30 FPS. The PS4 Pro, 30 FPS at 4K Ultra HD. If you're playing on the PlayStation 5, wait, is this coming out on the PlayStation 5? I guess it is. I mean, it wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Up to 60 FPS at 4K Ultra HD. On the Xbox One, Xbox, up to 30 FPS and 1080p, and just all the kind of what you would expect, really. If you're favoring the quality, it's going to be like 30 FPS in all the old gen and 60 FPS on the new gen. If you favor in the frame rate, you get 60 FPS at 1080p, 60 FPS at 1440p with PS4, and then it goes up to like, if you're on an Xbox Series X. Now, I do find this interesting. So on the PlayStation 5, on the favorite frame rate, it's 60 FPS at 1440. But on the new Xbox, it's up to 120 FPS on 1440. It's almost double what the PS5 is. Interesting. Anywho, that's the performance options for you guys. For the Mass Effect. I think that's all the Mass Effect stuff.
All right.
Next, I have
anything else gaming news.
I got a couple things, and then we can move on. Just some interesting tidbits. One is that Fable is being developed using the Forza engine. Microsoft's new Fable game is being developed using the Forza engine, according to a job listing on Microsoft's website. The listing is for a software engineer and states that the team at Turn 10, developers of the Forza series, will be working with the Forza tech engine and will be enriching the toolset to support an open-world action RPG, Fable. Not only will the engine be powering one of the Microsoft's most anticipated new titles for the Xbox Series X/S, but the role also involves adding some new bells and whistles to the engine, including new features like ray tracing, which are becoming increasingly utilized in the AAA game development. Fable was originally announced in July 2020 at Xbox major summer game announcement conferences, ahead of the release of the Xbox Series X and Series S. It was giving a tone-setting CGI trailer that maintained the sense of humor and style that the series is known for, despite shifting a new developer uh, Playground Games for the newest generation. The job listing also mentions the role will have a major impact on 3 AAA titles in development across 2 beloved Xbox franchises, suggesting that as well as Turn 10's work on Forza Motorsport, development on the next installment in the Forza Horizon series may well be continuing alongside the development of the new Fable game at Playground Games. The Forza Tech engine has been used to power some beautiful scenery and game worlds in the Forza series, so it makes sense for Microsoft to capitalize on this as they move forward with development. This is an article over on IGN, by the way. I want to credit those guys by Liam Weissman. Um, so yeah, Fable was being developed using the Forza engine. Now, for those of you that have seen Forza, know that we don't give a fuck about racing games, but I will say this: whenever they show them off, they are fucking beautiful. Like so, so using that engine for Fable is gonna be crazy. Um, and then the last thing I have is just like a 30-second launch trailer for Resident Evil Village. I thought it might just be fun to close out with because it is 30 seconds and a lot of people are playing Resident Evil right now.
Yeah, like everybody's playing it, man. I've seen so many people playing it.
I want to play it at some point. I'm thinking around October. I might just run through all the Resident Evil games, like all the remakes.
The franchise run and everything.
Yeah, I do a franchise run. I haven't done a franchise run in a while.
I'm trying to remember what was the last one I did. What the hell was the last franchise run I did? I've done a couple of them, but I don't know. Oh, it was fucking Tomb Raider. It was the most
Tomb Raider, bro.
Yeah. I just fucking finished Shadow.
You just finished the franchise run.
I finished all 3 of the newer ones. Yeah, that's the.
And you're fixing to start it. You're fixing to start another one with Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next one on Friday, man.
Oh, did we? I did say close out with that, but I can't remember if we talked about this in the news. Did we talk about Amazon canceling its Lord of the Rings MMO? Do you remember?
I don't think we did, but I mean, I heard about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
so yeah, Amazon canceled its Lord of the Rings MMO. I didn't know if you want to say anything about it. Yeah.
No, sorry about that. I had to sneeze real quick, but I was gonna say they have like multiple MMOs that Amazon's working on, right? Like they have that one that I played the beta for or something. It was called like New World or something. I tried that one out.
And they like have delayed that.
Yeah, I mean that one was pretty cool, but it just seemed like an MMO from like 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
That was kind of like what I gathered from it. Like I enjoyed it for what it was, but it just seemed like a game from like 10 years ago. You know?
Yeah, it's strange. Like we got these companies that are like, oh man, video games. We should get in on that. Money.
Lord of the Rings. I'd love a new Lord of the Rings game, and I'm not talking about that Gollum one either. I mean like like a proper like Lord of the Rings game, you know, and something different from the the Shadow games, or what is it called, the Mordor games? You know, the Shadow of Mordor and
yeah,
because those were cool, but like I don't know, I would want. I don't know what I would want for a Lord of the Rings game, but something.
honestly, I'll tell you what I want.
What's that? Go for it.
I want a new RTS like those fucking old school ones we played years ago. The fucking oh god, what were they called?
Battle of Middle Earth 2 or whatever the hell.
Yeah, those. I had so much fun with those and going through like the stories and like playing out the movies. The Battle of Helm's Deep, but you're in control. Like fuck, bro. It's like it makes me think of like those old Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds and stuff like that, you know, like where you're in control of the franchise.
Dude, I love those kind of games. I mean, I still have my Battle for Middle Earth 2 in the disc with like back when you needed like a shit ton of discs to install the game. You know what I mean? I still have that somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I want a Lord of the Rings game, like a good one, like a I don't know, something different from the Shadow games. I don't really care for the Gollum game. I don't know, but something like I don't know, man. Something new and different would be nice in that world.
So, growing up, there was one that came out in 2004, so I was 14 when the game came out. It's called Lord of the Rings: The Third Age.
Oh, I remember that.
Um,
I never played it, but I remember like watching
so
people play it, and it looked
I
pretty.
played I played the shit out of it. uh,
You know what? That's what would be cool. A co-op Lord of the Rings game, dude. Because
mm,
that game was co-op if I recall.
I think so. I don't know. I never played it co-op.
I would love to, dude. Lord of the Rings co-op game would be fucking awesome, man. I would love to play the shit out of that.
Mm-hmm. Let me form my own fellowship. Call it
Right?
Lord of the Rings Your Fellowship or something silly.
Oh, dude, that would be amazing. I'd be so for that, man. Whoever has the,
uh,
if anybody out there is listening and has the power to make a co-op, like make your own party, Lord of the Rings type game, please, please, I would love that. And again, no disrespect to the people who are making the Gollum game and all that other stuff, but I personally, I'm just not too interested in that kind of deal. In like a stealth, game with Gollum, that's kind of not what I'm
I just don't
into.
care about Gollum as a character. I don't understand.
But yeah, I would love to see like a co-op, have your own party type. That would be, oh man, that'd be so much fun, dude. I would love it.
Yeah.
Please, if
Um,
somebody out there is listening and has the power to do it, please make it happen. I would love that.
uh, so what it says here in this article, by the way, it's an article by IGN by Adam Bankhurst over there. It
Mm-hmm.
says Amazon cancels its Lord of the Rings MMORPG. The cancellation came following a dispute between Amazon and Tencent. Um,
10 cent.
so so it says here Amazon has canceled its Lord of the Rings MMO, which was first announced in 2019. As reported by Bloomberg, the game was in development at Amazon Game Studios alongside China-based Liu Technology Holdings, which was purchased by Tencent Holdings in December of 2020. Um, the contract negotiations between Amazon and Tencent were said to have caused a dispute that has eventually led to the game's cancellation. An Amazon spokesperson confirmed that following Tencent's acquisition of Liu, it has been unable to secure terms to proceed with with this title at this time. The team will be shifted to other projects, and Amazon shared its disappointment in not being able to bring this project to the world. Quoting, "We love the Lord of the Rings IP and are disappointed that we won't be bringing this game to customers," a spokesperson for Amazon said. Uh, this joins Breakaway and Crucible as yet another canceled project for Amazon Game Studios, which itself was something of another Bloomberg report that detailed the dysfunction and struggles that the studio has been dealing with. Amazon still has one MMO in the works called New World. Although the
Yeah, that's
project
the one
has been
I
hit with
mentioned.
delays, it is now scheduled for release in August of 2021. For fans disappointed by the news of this cancellation, Turbine's The Lord of the Rings Online is still active, and we still have Amazon's Lord of the Rings series and the Lord of the Rings Gollum video game to look forward to,
I
which I don't
mean,
really care about Gollum,
I'm
but
looking forward to the show. Like I'm excited for
the
the show.
show I'm interested in, yeah.
And then just again, we've already talked about the Gollum game, so I'm not gonna mention that anymore. I never played the old Lord of the Rings Online. Did you ever play that one?
Yeah, I did actually. But not
And
like super serious.
I'm looking it up right now. It's on Steam, like it's free to play and everything. But I never got into it. Like I
It's
just like
very
back in the
dated.
day when all these games came out, I just didn't have a good PC to play all these MMOs, So I kind of missed out on a lot of them. Like I never played the Matrix one you played. I never played Galaxies. I never, Star Wars Galaxies. I never played Lord of the Rings Online. I never played all these other games because I just didn't have a good PC at the time.
It's funny that you mentioned the Matrix Online because there's an article I saw the other day on Kotaku or a podcast that they do over there, and they were
Yeah.
talking with a dude, which I didn't read the entire article because I was busy at the time, but I just saw it. they were talking to a dude that was they were talking about the Matrix Online and how fans are still kind of keeping it going with like, people will fire up. Kind of like how you can still play Galaxies, like they'll fire up a
Yeah.
server and you can still kind of play
Hmm.
as long as you have like the old discs and stuff. Um and do some workarounds such, but they were talking to somebody over there that were doing that with the Matrix Online, and it made me so nostalgic. And like, because I loved the Matrix Online, it was cool.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I did play the Lord of the Rings online game a little bit.
How was it? How was that game?
Uh, it's very popular because it's still going. Um, when I
Apparently,
played
man, like
it,
again, like I looked it up on Steam right now, and it looks like people enjoy it.
when I played it, it was still early on in my MMO phase,
Career.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, career. Um, so I didn't play it a whole lot, but it was pretty interesting and chill. Like if you look at it nowadays, it looks dated because like this game came out in
Yeah. I mean, it's
2007.
it's an older. Oh
Uh,
wow. Okay.
so, um, but it's a free to play model, but they do have paid subscription, and that gives you a little bonus. And they have like I think they have expansions, they have storylines. I wish I knew more about it, but I've never
Well,
really
I'm looking at
have.
some of the Steam comments, and they're saying it's a pay to win game. So
Yeah, yeah.
for some of the end game content and all that stuff, which is that's unfortunate. But hey, man, it's an older game, I guess. I don't know.
Uh,
Anyway, uh,
yeah.
I would love a new Lord of the Rings game where you can have your own party and create your own characters and co-op and explore Middle Earth and all that stuff. I would, man, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, if we're done with that, though,
Yeah, let's move on to the television news. We spent a lot of time in game news because we had a lot.
yeah, let's go through the TV news. Some of this is going to be a little bit older, like I said, but it's still important. It's still good to talk about. Olivia Colman is going to be joining Marvel's Secret Invasion with Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn. Uh, I don't think there's no any word on who she's going to be playing. Maybe there is. Let me check. I don't think so. So it'll be curious to see who she's going to play. Olivia Colman is a fantastic actress. Um, she's usually really good in everything she does. Um, I think the last thing I saw her in was The Crown, which is a good show, by the way, if you guys haven't seen it. And I'm not normally into that kind of stuff, but The Crown is a good show. But anyway, so she's gonna be joining Secret Invasion, which is pretty cool. Having an
Eh.
having an actress of this caliber and this talent joining the MCU, it's a good thing, I think. Anytime you add talent, it's a good thing. And she's not the only one joining because Emilia Clarke is also joining Secret Invasion. Those of you know Emilia Clarke, she's obviously she's her she's more well like her biggest role she's known for is Daenerys from Game of Thrones, and I also love her as Kira in Solo, Star Wars. She's good in that, and then yeah, I mean she's been in a bunch of other things, of course, but yeah, Emilia Clarke also joining Secret Invasion over at Disney Plus and Marvel with Olivia Colman and Sam Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn. Um, again, I don't think there's any I don't think it says who she's playing or anything, but I like Emilia Clarke, so it's good that they're adding her onto this. I'm curious what she's gonna play. She's like the latest in the line of like Game of Thrones actors in the MCU because obviously we know we have what's his name in Infinity War, fucking damn it, why am I blanking on his name? He played the giant dwarf.
Oh, Peter
Uh,
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, thank you. Peter Dinklage was in Infinity War as the big
I was,
dwarf
I was,
dude.
I was trying to remember. I'm like, I can't. My
Yeah,
brain was
I,
working.
I I usually am good with names and stuff, but sometimes my brain like has a fucking like a brain fart or a melt, like a brain freeze, and I just forget stuff sometimes. But yeah, Peter Dinklage was in Infinity War. We're getting Richard Madden and Kit Harington in Eternals, and then now we have Emilia Clarke, joining Secret Invasion. So we're getting all these Game of Thrones actors joining, Marvel, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I don't think I've seen anything that Richard Madden's been in since Game of Thrones.
really, I don't think I have either. Like I know he was in that Cinderella movie. Did you ever watch that Cinderella movie?
Mm-mm.
Well, he was in that. But anyway, yeah, I don't think I've seen him in much stuff either. I know he's been like in a couple Netflix shows and things, but I think it was called like The Bodyguard or something, but I haven't seen it. Anyway, so yeah, we have those two ladies joining Secret Invasion. I think that's exciting because they're both good. So I'm all for it.
Hell yeah.
Next up, we have a trailer for Marvel's M.O.D.O.K over at Hulu. Um,
Let's open that up for you.
Again, this is like the silly robot chicken type show. Um, it's not meant to be like super serious or anything. It's gonna be goofy, of course. We have M.O.D.O.K voiced by what's his name, Patton Oswalt. It looks like it could be fun. Um, I don't know how many episodes it's gonna be or anything, but it releases on the 21st on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys got Hulu and you like Marvel, I think this will be a fun, fun little thing to check out.
Yeah, it's probably worth a few laughs.
Yeah, it's very Robot Chicken esque. That's 100% what that is. They they're gonna have like cameos, I think, from like several Avengers, and they're gonna be voiced by like I think Iron Man is voiced by John Hamm in this. I want to say, yeah, because he's in the trailer right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say he's voiced by John Hamm, but I don't know. I know that like I remember hearing Iron Man was voiced by somebody pretty big in this.
Do, 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 do. Yeah, that looks like silly fun.
Yeah, I mean that's all it's gonna be, Don't expect anything too like, you
I
know.
just I don't want to say it's strange, but I just want to be like, who's the guy that thought of this? A robot chicken style thing with
With
M.O.D.O.K.
M.O.D.O.K, yeah, I know,
Right?
no,
That's
yeah. I mean, it is pretty strange, but I think so far, I think it doesn't look too bad, like you know what I mean.
right. Yeah. It's just yeah.
It's just silliness, man.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, um, should be pretty intriguing. I'll probably check. I want to say I'll check. I want to check it out, but there's so much stuff I need to check out, man.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like falling behind on stuff, and I mean we'll see when I do want to give that a shot just to see how it is, but we'll see when. I mean we still have plenty of time before it comes out, so I could catch up on other stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. Anyway, moving on from that, we have some casting news for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. They've cast Maya Erskine uh, in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I I still think it's weird that they just called the show Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like I wish they would have
Mm-hmm.
called it like Kenobi or something different. Like it's not just his name, but anyway, I mean every time we talk about the show, that's how it's gonna be. But yeah, Maya Erskine has been cast in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Um, as per usual with this kind of stuff, they don't really tell you who um they're gonna play. I mean, sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. Um, Looks like she's gonna be in all 6 episodes. Um, she's she's been in some things, but I honestly don't think I've seen her in like anything. If I have, I don't remember her from anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen her in anything.
Because I'm like looking through her IMDb, and I'm like, she like did a voice in like Bob's Burgers and BoJack Horseman and stuff. But like, I think
Robot Chicken.
the main thing she's known for is Pen 15, which I haven't seen that show. It's a Hulu show, and I haven't seen it.
It's a comedy.
She's in
Thing.
Insecure and Wine Country and a couple other things. Yeah, I know. I haven't really seen anything she's in,
Yeah, look at
but
her IMDb. I don't think I've
yeah,
seen any of this.
but yeah, I mean, she's been cast to the show, so I'm gonna be curious to see who she's gonna play. Obviously, we don't know right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know I heard there's rumors of the other lady that was cast in this show. Her name is Moses Ingram, and there's rumors that she's playing an Inquisitor. Because there's been like I think I forget if it was like Instagram or something, but there's like training videos of her like with like a what looks like a lightsaber or something. So people are like, oh, maybe she's there's rumors that she's an Inquisitor and stuff. But anyway, Maya Erskine cast in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. We don't know who she is, who she's gonna be. I'm just curious, like the cast for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is so interesting. I'm just like, who the hell are all these people?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who are they gonna play and all that stuff? But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I'm very excited for this show. I mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of my I love Obi-Wan. Um, so I can't wait to see a trailer for this, man. I don't know. We're still like a ways off away from this, but I can't wait to see a trailer whenever that is gonna drop. But anyway, that's all we have for that. Not really too much, so we'll move on to the next thing. Um, let's talk about the Continental, which is the John Wick spin-off series that is going to be focusing on a young Winston. It's going to have 90-minute episodes. Lionsgate TV chairman Kevin Beggs confirmed that the Continental will explore John Wick universe 40 years before the first movie, focusing on a young Winston, the owner of the famous hotel for the assassins, obviously the Continental, which the show is named after. In an interview for Deadline, Beggs talked about the Continental's unusual format, which will have only three 90-minute episodes.
Huh.
So they're gonna be like short movies, basically.
Cool.
Yeah, so three 90-minute movies. So I expect the show to be really good then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's only gonna be 3 episodes and they're 90 minutes each, I think this is gonna be great. If they can like make it on the level of the John Wick movies, and I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of this. But there was a quote, and I will go ahead and read that here. Um, Again, this is from Kevin Beggs, and he says, "We Lionsgate TV were really blown away because it solved a bunch of problems and was super exciting about a crumbling New York in the 1970s, where the garbage strike that has piled up bags of garbage to the third floor of the most brownstones. The mafia muscling in on that business, which is why in The Sopranos, he's a sanitation business, and other things that are really real as an interesting backdrop to explore the origins of the Continental, which is famously within the movie franchise, the Assassin's Hotel, in which you cannot kill anyone on the hotel grounds. But of course, if you step 1 foot off, you're fair game, and that's employed to the great effect in the many plots of the movies. Running all of that is Winston. What we're exploring in the Continental is young Winston and how it came to be that he and his team of Confederates found their way into this hotel, which we have met for the first time in the first movie franchise 40 years later. That's the arena. I won't give away more than that, but Stars really leaned into this take also, and they have been great collaborators. And how we've approached the first season is three essentially 90-minute events, which you should construe as a limited series or a limited event series. So yeah, that's the information on the Continental. I love the John Wick universe, so I'm very curious for this show. We hadn't had any information on this for a while before this, so I'm kind of glad we got more. Now that we know it's going to be focusing on a young Winston. and it's gonna be 3 90-minute episodes. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. It's cool. I need to watch last John Wick because I still haven't seen it.
Oh man, I forgot you haven't seen it yet. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, let's move on from that. We have I believe you posted a trailer for Yasuke, which is now out.
I did. I'll throw that up for us so we can watch it real quick.
That's another show that I need to watch that I haven't seen.
So Jake and I checked out the very first episode,
Yeah.
and I think he's finished it. I need to go back and watch the rest of it. So it does some things that I wasn't expecting. I thought it would be like a little bit more. It kind of goes full weeb, and I'm gonna spoil like the first 10 minutes of it. And with one word, there's a giant mech that shows up.
What?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the only thing I'm gonna spoil on it. But it kind of sets like right there. You can see one in this trailer, by the way. Hang on. Let's see if I'll pause it and show you.
Yeah. Well, what point? I have it open too. What's the timestamp?
Let me get it for you. 45 seconds.
Okay.
There is a giant fucking mech right here in the upper right corner.
I see it. Yeah.
So
That's weird.
I didn't realize it.
I didn't expect that either.
I didn't realize that's what it was gonna be. So I was a little surprised. I will say the music for this, just for even episode 1, and Jake's watched the series and says it's really good. But it just threw that weird curveball in the first little bit, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't realize that's what this was. So I need to watch the rest of it, and stuff. And I knew it was gonna deal with like some supernatural stuff because I mean in the previous trailers they've kind of alluded to that. I just was not expecting the giant mech. That was just like like I didn't realize it was this kind of anime.
The fourth comment in this video is they kind of forgot to mention that 75% of this anime is sci-fi and fantasy.
Yeah, I mean it's true.
So that's kind of weird. I thought this was gonna be more like it's weird to say history based, because I know Yasuke was a real person, but like I thought it was gonna be a little bit more realistic. But you said they have mechs in it and shit.
Mm-hmm. At least in the first episode. There's
That's
also
weird.
a giant Russian lady that likes to fuck. Step on me energy. So check that out if you're interested. It's only 6 episodes. It's out now.
I want to check it out. I just I got sick and all that other shit, and I was out of the loop for things for a little bit, so I'll have to check it out. I have to watch this. I have to finish Invincible. Oh, there's so many things I need to watch.
When we were watching it, Jake and I both kind of had the same reaction. Was like, why is there a giant fucking mech here? It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been like that too. I didn't fucking know that's what that was gonna be either.
Next up is another teaser that I put in here for Heels, which is the stars. The stars, Stephen Amell, Alexander Ludwig show about wrestling. I'm gonna throw it up. It's just a teaser, so it's about a minute long. I've watched this like 3 or 4 times.
I haven't seen this at all, so I'm checking it out for the first time.
But yeah, you got Stephen Amell there.
What is it called? Duffy Wrestling League?
Yeah, that's what it said, and it's in Georgia, by the way. Yeah, which I was surprised about.
Duffy Wrestling League. What are these names?
I reckon the Duffy brothers.
Tom King Spade and Wild Bill Hancock. Long live the king. Ladder match.
Duffy, you're either the hero or the heel, man.
Is that a real place, Duffy, Georgia, or is that made up?
I think it is.
What, made up or real?
I think it's real.
Hmm. So these guys, so Stephen Amell and Ludwig are brothers in this. Is that
Yeah,
what's
they're
going on?
brothers, and one it's gonna be brother against brother, hero versus villain.
Hmm.
Um, sorry, I scrolling back through this because I could have swore I saw um something.
Man, it's gonna be weird seeing Stephen Amell as a wrestler after I've been seeing him as fucking Green Arrow for
Hmm.
years.
All right, here's how you know this is said Georgia. There's an Atlanta Falcons light right here. I spotted it. I spotted it as I
You
was
saw it
watching a
immediately.
trailer. Yeah, I didn't see it the first few times I watched, but as we were watching here, I was like, "Oh, that's the Falcons logo right there."
Oh
Um,
yeah, there it is. Look at that.
oh Lord. Um,
Gotta rep the Falcons, right?
maybe it's not a real place. I think it's a real place. I can't remember. To be honest with you, I feel like I've heard it before, but
That gotcha.
so Heels is a drama series. Of course, I typed heels in Google. What do I get? Fucking
Hmm.
shoes. Um, uh, it says two rival brothers, one a ring heel and the other a hero, grapple over their late father's wrestling promotion business while vying for national attention in small town Georgia. Um,
You know what? You
I'm
know what?
pretty interested
Watching
in it,
this made me fucking. It made me sad that Glow got canceled.
right? It's heartbreaking.
Anyway,
But yeah, this will be. I think it's just premieres in August on Stars.
okay.
Uh, I'm definitely interested in it. Uh, yeah. Next up, we have
We have a red band trailer for Love,
oh,
Death, and Robots Volume 2.
Red Band. I think this dropped today. I haven't seen
It
this yet.
did. It did drop today. It's really short. It's only like a minute or something.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like 58 seconds, so it's not that long.
Yeah, let's check it.
The quick little red band trailer. I'm excited, man. It's gonna be I love Volume 1, so I'm excited for Volume 2. This is coming out pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
And by soon I mean like Friday. It drops on Friday, so
Oh, damn.
and I just love how each animation style is so different, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, some of this looks like video games.
Yeah, I love this show, man, because everything they do is like I know we've talked about this before, but like some of the episodes that they've done could be like their own series or their own, like their own movie or their own thing, you know? Like it's fucking it's so good, man. It's so good. I love Death and Robots, man. It's fucking
So
great.
this is only going to be 8 episodes. Is that what I
Yeah,
picked
eight
up on there?
episodes. Yeah.
What was the how many episodes was the other one?
The original one, I don't remember actually. I want to
Open
say it was
open Netflix here.
how many fucking episodes was the first season?
Well, now get out of here. Quit showing me ads. Fuck, I pay for you. Why are you showing me this? Uh,
I think it was quite a bit, but they were like shorter, you know.
yeah.
So I imagine that if there's only going to be 8, they're probably going to be a little longer. That would be my guess. Because there was a lot more in season 1, but they were like 12 minutes, 11 minutes, 18 minutes.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3,
They were all less than like
4,
20
5,
minutes.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There are 18 episodes.
Okay, so there's 10 less this season, but
Probably
I
longer, yeah.
yeah, I imagine they're going to be longer if that's the
They're
case.
they're interesting, man. They're cool.
Yeah, I mean, I love this show, man. I mean, if you guys out there are listening or watching and you haven't seen it, I would 100% check it out. I kind of the way that I kind of describe it is like animated Black Mirror.
Yeah.
So if you're into Black Mirror, you're gonna like this show. It's pretty great. Anyway, that was, I believe, our last piece of TV news for now.
Yes, I do believe
But
so.
we have plenty of movie news we can talk about. Um, so if you're good, we can get into that.
Let's do it.
All right. So first piece of news is we have our directing team for the Spider-Verse sequel. We have Joaquim Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson are all going to be directing the sequel to Spider-Verse. The first movie also had a trio of directors, I believe, so it's not out of the ordinary for there to be multiple directors on this type of movie. But let's go ahead and talk about these three directors and what they've done and stuff, because they may not be names you know or heard of or anything, but they've been involved in animation and stuff for years. Like, for example, let's talk about the first one, Joaquim. He is known for being a producer for Legend of Korra. He was in the art department for Avatar. He's a producer for the Netflix Voltron show. He was in the art department for Justice League Unlimited. So he's been involved in many things. Tron Uprising for an episode. Yeah, these are guys that have been like involved in animation for years, obviously. So they've been around and they've, been doing their thing and like multiple things too. Like I said, this guy, our department producer, he directed a couple episodes of Korra. So he's been around. Then we'll talk about Kemp Powers, who he was the writer for One Night in Miami, the Malcolm X Muhammad Ali movie.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote that one. He was also the writer for Pixar's Soul, which we watched and talked about on the podcast. So he wrote this screenplay and the story for that. He wrote an episode of Star Trek Discovery. And yeah, he was a co-director of Soul as well, and then now he's going to be directing Spider-Verse too. So those are some of his credits. And then Justin K. Thompson, I believe, has the most credits out of all these guys. Like he was the production designer on the first Spider-Verse. He was a production designer for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. He was in the animation department for the Clone Wars micro series. And he's been obviously in the animation department for a bunch of stuff, man. Like Buzz Lightyear, Star Command, fucking Samurai Jack, Kim Possible, Powerpuff Girls, Camp Lazlo, SpongeBob. Like this guy's been around, man, like for a while. The Hercules TV series. I mean, that's I can't believe I don't remember that hearing about that. I haven't heard about that for a long time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's using the art department for a bunch of stuff. Powerpuff Girls, a lot of the other shows I mentioned already, the Clone Wars micro series and stuff. So all three of these guys have been in the biz for a hot minute, and now they're getting their chance to direct this movie here, which is like good for them, man. Like they've been around for a long time, so they've paid their dues and worked their way up after all this time. So good for them. I'm looking forward to Spider-Verse 2 because I really enjoyed the first one.
Same.
So good luck to them on creating this the sequel here. And if Josh doesn't have anything else to say, then we can move on.
I did not. I'm ready to roll.
The
Just
Flash
that I'm
movie
excited.
has enlisted their was that what you gonna say?
Oh no, I just that I'm excited.
The Flash movie has enlisted their composer, and it is Benjamin Wallfish, who is the composer for Blade Runner 2049, for the 2017 It movie. He was in the music department for Shazam and The Invisible Man, and a bunch of other things. So he's done his share of stuff. He was a composer for Mortal Kombat most recently, which we'll be talking about here. So he the same guy from that as well. Shazam and Hellboy and Blade Runner 2049. It It Chapter 2. So he's done a lot of stuff. So they're bringing this guy on as the composer for the Flash movie. So if you like any of the music from all the stuff that I named off, you're probably gonna like the Flash music. Next up, we have uh, Disney and Sony's big movie deal that is going to be bringing the Spider-Man films to Disney Plus. Disney has said a massive movie licensing pact to Sony Pictures for the U.S. that promises to bring Spider-Man and other Marvel properties to Disney Plus, starting with Sony's 2022 release slate. Uh, the wide-ranging deal, which runs through Sony's 2026 theatrical slate, calls for Sony titles to run across Disney's array of streaming and linear platforms, making it unprecedented as it covers Disney Plus, Hulu, FX networks, ABC, Disney channels, and Freeform. And it includes a significant number of library titles that will be spread among various outlets. Hulu will gain access to what Disney described as a significant number of library titles starting in June. So we're getting a lot of Sony movies coming, Disney stuff here. I believe starting in June. So starting next month. So that's not too far away, actually. I mean, isn't it kind of crazy how June is next month already? Like we're already almost halfway through the year. That's pretty nuts.
Almost halfway there, man.
That's pretty fucking crazy, man. But yeah, it's a big deal between Sony and Disney, which is going to bring a lot of the Sony movies to Disney stuff. So that's pretty cool. I feel like we kind of talked about something like that in the past as well. Previously, Sony making all these deals and whatnot. But keeping with Disney, Captain America 4 is in the works with the Falcon and Winter Soldier showrunner Malcolm Spellman. Writing the script with Dallin Muson, a staff writer on the Disney Plus Marvel series. So obviously after we're gonna be talking about Falcon the Winter Soldier here soon, but after that show, it was they're working on a fourth Captain America movie. So that's pretty cool. We won't get too into details on stuff right now because we'll be talking about the show later. But I think it's cool that they're working on a fourth movie. And yeah, we'll get into this a little bit more here once we get to the main topic. We have a new Red Sonja, and it is, speaking of Marvel, Hannah John Kamen, who is the ghost in the Ant-Man and the Wasp. So there's been a lot of craziness with the Red Sonja movie. Like they had like Brand Singer at one point directing it, but all the crazy shit with him happened, and they got rid of him. And then there's just been a whole lot of stuff going on, and now we have the main actress, the main character. So yeah, Hannah John Kamen is gonna be the new Red Sonja, which I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff I've seen her in besides Ant-Man and the Wasp. Because I mean, I thought she was good in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I'm like, what else have I seen her in besides that? And I don't really remember, but apparently she was in an episode of Black Mirror. And then she was in Ready Player One. Which I don't remember her in either one of those. That might have been before I like knew her though, I guess. But she was also a voice in. Oh, she was in the Tomb Raider movie, dude. Damn, and in Game of Thrones. Fuck, she's been in more stuff than I thought. I guess honestly, I just didn't know her. Like I didn't know her like back then when I watched all that stuff.
Yeah,
because like she was in office. She was a First Order officer in The Force Awakens too. Apparently, like I just didn't know her back then when I watched all this other stuff. So it'd be interesting to go back and rewatch all that stuff now that I know who she is and whatnot. But she's been in a good amount of stuff. Like her credits are pretty good. Like she's like I said, she was an officer in the in the Force Awakens. She was in Game of Thrones for a couple episodes, Black Mirror for a couple episodes. She was in the Tomb Raider movie, Ready Player One, Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance TV show, which I haven't seen, but I wanted to check out. Um, yeah, she's been in some. Oh, she's also voicing Jill Valentine in the Welcome to Resident Evil. Uh, you know, Delio as well, which I fucking forgot about that. So she's building up a pretty good list of the credits here, man. So that's pretty dope. But anyway, she's gonna be the new Red Sonja, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um, next up is we have a couple trailers here to cap off our movie news for the week. We have a trailer for A Quiet Place 2. I know I don't think you've seen the first movie yet, right?
I have not.
So what's
Uh,
interesting is that in this trailer, they kind of they show like the world before, whatever happened. So it's like
mm-hmm.
stuff that they didn't even like. It's like before the first movie too. So I don't know. It's like a flashback or something. But anyway, the trailer's there. We'll check it out here.
Let me open that for us. Here you go, guys. Final trailer.
The final trailer, which this
Yeah, I
movie is
need
coming out
to
this at
watch
the end of the month.
this.
But yeah, you should check out the first one though. It's pretty good. I enjoy the A Quiet Place. I think it's pretty good.
Maybe that's something we should do a group watch for. Maybe if other people want to watch it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, John
Uh,
Krasinski is also the director of the movie, I believe.
mm-hmm.
So not only is he acting in it, but he's the director as well. So yeah, right here they kind of show like the world before shit happens, shit goes down, and yeah, shit's going down. Then here we are again in present time with Emily Blunt and the kids, and yeah, it's pretty nuts. Yeah, I definitely would recommend checking out that first movie, Josh, because it's pretty good. I
I
ended
know
up enjoying it.
everybody I talked to enjoyed it, so I
Yeah,
definitely
like
need
I
to.
I remember not knowing what to expect from it, but I thought it was pretty good, man. I was like, oh, this is good stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely one of my more favorite I guess horror movies in recent years. The first Quiet Place, like it was good. It's good stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I'm excited to
Yeah,
check out this one.
I know everybody spoke pretty highly of it, so
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch um the
First one.
first one, and I need to watch it. Both of those, the new
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, that looks interesting.
Yeah. May 28th. That's at the end of this month, so that's pretty soon. And then we have a trailer that just dropped uh today, which is
Let there be carnage, Venom.
the Venom Let There Be Carnage. I actually reacted to this one.
I have not watched this yet, so you'll
And
get a
and
live one out of me, guys.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I
So,
reacted to this. I put it up on my YouTube channel if you want to check out my initial thoughts on it. Uh, but yeah, here we go. We're about to see
let's
Josh's
check it out.
reactions. Let's see what he thinks about it.
Rules: no eating people. Hey, there's chickens. Eddie, you are. Eddie, you're not living a good life. It doesn't look like.
No. It sucked just like
Ketchup.
having a
Oh my
fucking
god,
yeah, man.
bruh. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
that what happened?
She knows they use venom.
Yep, she knows that Venom is a thing as well.
That's the number one.
There they go.
This year, only in theaters.
Right. Only in theaters. Venom about to eat another dude.
Mm-hmm.
There's your boy
Ravencroft.
fucking what's his name? Woody Harrelson as fucking the Carnage.
Yeah, I love Woody Harrelson.
Hey, he's a good dude.
Hmm.
The way he says, "I missed you so much."
Huh.
Quite the carnage, indeed.
All right. Yeah. Oh shit.
There you get the view of him right there. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I remember, like when I watched this earlier today, when I reacted to it, I was like, are they gonna show us Carnage, or are they gonna save it for later?" You know. But there he is. They actually showed him off.
You
So
know, I
okay, so what do you think of this, Josh? Because I'll let you go ahead because I have thoughts on
I
this movie, man.
I mean, it looks fun. Uh, uh, I mean, the first thing I notice is you can't help but notice is that the venom and the carnage, they look super CGI to
Yeah, I
me.
mean,
Uh, but that's gonna be worked on. It's an early trailer still, right? Like you got time. Um, but it looks like a fun movie. Like it looks like a fun comic book movie. Like I'll probably check it out. Um,
because in my in my reaction to this, I dude, it looks like more of the same from the first movie, which I thought, like I mentioned this a lot in my reaction, but I keep
mhm.
saying it's like a '90s movie, right?
It does feel
It's
that
like a
way.
'90s
Yes.
pre MCU movie, and I'm just like, what's weird because I thought the best stuff from the first movie was Eddie and Venom, but in this trailer, their interactions and stuff are look so corny, dude. I'm like, the whole breakfast thing is kind of cringe to me, dude. Like that, like just Venom talking and making breakfast and shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then later when he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat the fucking lady" or whatever, I don't know, man. It looks weird, dude. Like this is gonna be one of those movies. I mentioned it in my reaction. This is gonna be one of those movies for me where like I'll check it out, but I'm in no rush to watch this.
Yeah, yeah.
I can wait. Like I'll watch it eventually because I'm the curiosity is gonna be too much. But I'm like I am not excited for this at all. Like I'll watch it whenever. I'm not like yeah. I don't know. The last movie was not my favorite. Like I didn't hate it, but I thought it was very like whatever. You know. Like again, I just to me it's just like a '90s pre MCU movie that just feels
Yeah,
weird
it's
nowadays.
that's definitely what it kind of feels like. I I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'm not,
Yeah, I
you
don't
know,
love it either. I'm just like, okay.
kind of a wait and see kind of deal.
Yeah, but anyway, if you want to hear more of my thoughts, check out my reaction on my channel.
Uh,
I talk about I do mention a lot that it reminds me of a '90s movie, but there's a bit more to it than that. I don't know. It's weird, man. I don't know, dude. It's gonna be a weird fucking movie. But anyway, that's
uh-huh.
that's it's only the first trailer. We'll see what else they have. It just yeah, it just looks it seems weird, man. I don't know.
Mhm. Before we move on to the second half of the show, there's a couple things that I have.
Okay.
That just while as we were going through things that I found. One is we have a post. So there were more posters from the Green Knight that I didn't put in here, but
Ah,
there's a new one
yeah.
with Dev Patel who's playing Sir Gawain in the Green Knight. So I'm pretty excited for this movie. Here's the poster,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. It looks like it's like it could be good. Like it's gonna be good.
which tells the story of the Green Knight. You can find more of these posters online.
I
Um,
I do remember seeing these. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm just want to throw up the one real quick.
Hmm.
Um, the other thing is that we got some character posters from Black Widow, which I don't
Yeah.
think we've seen.
Yeah. We haven't. They were just dropped today. Here's a. I was actually gonna link that to you, Josh. If you want, here's a link that has all of them together in one thing. So
One thing. Okay, one second. Let me.
you just click on it, and it's all. There's like six of them.
Whoop. Oh, you put it in Twitch chat.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
bad. I thought you were DMing it to me. My
No, no,
bad.
no.
My
It's
bad.
no, no. It's in the chat. What I find interesting is they have the actor for every character except for fucking Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Now, why would they do that, huh? That's
Right.
interesting. That is very interesting. That they have character posters for each character and the, actor or actress, but they don't have a name for for Taskmaster. Like, what's up with that, huh?
Who's wearing the mask?
Yeah, who is it? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But I'm looking forward to this movie though.
Same. I was looking forward to it before it got delayed and everything. I'm looking forward to it now. Still. So. Uh,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it quite a bit.
Also, damn, Rachel Wise.
Dude, dude,
She
I
fine.
oh, man, I love me some Rachel Weisz. I watched I watched Constantine again the other day, and she's in that
hmm
movie. Lord, man, Rachel
I
Weisz, dude.
the other day I threw on the Mummy.
Oh, dude, that was
And
the
she-
movie where I fell in love with that lady.
right, same.
The Mummy, dude. That movie's great, and she's amazing. But anyway, I'm excited to see her and Florence Pugh and ScarJo and even David Harbour, man, as fucking the Red Guardian, dude. Like I'm looking forward to this movie. I know a lot of people are like kind of whatever about Marvel now after the whole Infinity Saga or whatever.
hmm
But I've been enjoying the shows, and I've been waiting for this movie for like more than a year now at this point. So I'm excited, man. Give us the fucking movie. I want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm in. I can't wait.
And yeah, I think it's very interesting that there's no name for Taskmaster. I'm thinking maybe it's somebody here, maybe, but we'll see.
Could be.
Yeah. So there you go. We got some posts for the Green Knight and Black Widow.
Hell, yeah. Okay, that is all the news, ladies and gentlemen. We're all caught up for the most part.
There it is.
Few weeks worth there, and we spent some time talking about some stuff. A lot of Mass Effect talk. A lot of quite a few trailers. A lot of interesting
A lot of things
news
that we
out
had to
there.
catch up on for sure, news wise. And I'm sure we didn't
Yeah.
go through everything because again, it was like it's been 2 weeks since our last one, so
Yes.
there's gonna be some stuff we missed here and there, but we'll try to talk about it next time if we can.
hmm
Um,
Uh, but yeah, we're gonna move into the second half of our show now. If we don't need a break,
main topic. Let's head on in.
um, so we're gonna be talking the Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
And
uh,
Mortal Kombat.
f- and Mortal Kombat. So yeah. So first up, I'm gonna throw up our spoiler text for the
First,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
yep.
Uh,
Talk about that first, and then we'll move on to the other one.
uh, so this is your warning, audio listeners that can't see. Going forward, we're gonna be spoiling the shit out of this. So if you haven't seen it yet, now's your chance to take a hike. Come back after you've watched it,
But
and
I'm sure if you've clicked on this and you know what you see, you're seeing the title. So I mean, you kind of.
mhm,
Anyway,
yeah.
um,
Uh,
we're gonna go ahead and talk about that here.
all right. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm gonna start off by saying I like this series.
I did too.
Which is usually how we start off these
I
discussions.
think out of all of the Marvel shows that we were getting, I think this
Mm-hmm.
is the one that I was like most looking forward to, just because I like Bucky and I love the whole Captain America vibe. Because I mean, I love the Cap trilogy is my favorite trilogy. I think in the MCU,
Mm-hmm.
even though there's quite a few good trilogies in there, but that was probably my favorite one. So yeah, I think out of all of the upcoming like live action ones, because I mean, I'm looking forward to like What If a lot. Like I cannot wait, dude, for Marvel's What If.
Yeah.
But like out of the live action shows, I think this is the one I was looking forward to the most, just because yeah, I mean, again, I love the Captain America movies and the whole vibe with that. So yeah, this is kind of the one I was looking forward to the most. WandaVision was always for me something like I don't know what the hell's gonna go on, so I'm just gonna go on for the ride, you know. Loki's another one. I don't know what the fuck is going on there, so I can't be excited for that because I don't know what the hell's going on. Um, so yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier. I like I like what we had. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, and it was only 6 episodes too, compared to the
Yeah.
9 of that one division had.
Uh, yeah. Agreed. The show I'm looking forward to the most though is Loki, but only because I like the character more than anything. I have no idea what's going on in the fucking show. I just really like the Loki character. But the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I was also looking forward to this one because I wanted to see kind of like it's gonna sound shitty. The sidekicks kind of get the
No, I got you. I
a
mean,
moment to shine.
all of these shows that we've been getting have pretty much been like the sidekicks, because like Wanda and the Falcon were not like huge characters in the movies, but they're kind of like side characters, and now they kind of get their chance. They're giving these side characters their chance to shine in these shows, So I get what you're
Hmm.
saying. And
But yeah, I'm a big fan of just Bucky. I've liked him since the first
mhm,
Captain America movie. So
same.
getting to see his continued story is fucking cool. Um,
I was curious with what they were gonna do with Buck and Sam, like 5 years after everything.
yeah. Uh, and then we got fucking Wyatt Russell is fucking John Walker.
John Walker,
Uh,
man, he was the new Captain America. They gave him the shield and they got him the costume and he yeah he fucking he was the guy. And when we first saw him, he was kind of goofy in his first appearance. There was all these
mm-hmm.
memes of them comparing him to the old man from Up.
Yeah.
It was not a very flattering pose for him that first episode, but then after that, you kind of get you get better views of him with the costume on and everything, so he doesn't look as goofy. But yeah, so we get him, and then we get Aaron Kellyman as the main terrorist. Well, not terrorist, but like the freedom fighters group, the Flag Smashers, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like the main one, which I knew her from Solo because
Yeah.
she was Enfys Nest in that movie. And speaking of the Green Knight, she's gonna be in that movie too, Josh. By the way,
Yep.
but yeah, but she was Carly Morgenthau in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Um, and I thought she was pretty good in the role that she played.
Yeah.
In the episodes that she was in. Um, so she was good in that. We had the Wyatt Russell as John Walker. We had the return of Baron Zemo with Daniel Brühl.
Oh my
Zemo was great.
goodness.
Um, they kind of
He's
set,
so good as Zemo.
and then we had the return of Emily Van Camp with Sharon Carter again. So we had several people returning, like even like fucking GSP, dude, as Batroc, dude. Like I didn't expect him to come back, and he was in the first episode. Uh, we see him on the helicopter fighting Sam and stuff, and that was pretty cool to see him again. Then we had yeah, a little bit of a spoiler alert, but we had a new character introduced, which I feel like is going to be a bigger part of the Marvel universe now. Fucking Julia Louis Dreyfus's character, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine,
Mm-hmm.
lady with the purple hair. She's gonna be interesting going forward. I don't know too much about her character personally, but I'm curious to see what the hell how she's gonna be involved in all this besides working with Walker now. Because spoiler alert, at the very end, Walker becomes the U.S. agent, which I always knew he was gonna be. Because I mean, I know a little bit about the U.S. agent, so I always figured that was what he was going to become. Like I thought he was actually going to be U.S. agent from the start, but obviously not. He was Captain America, and then he turned into U.S. agent. But anyway, we had him and his boy Battlestar, which ends up getting killed by one of the super soldiers, and that kind of sets Walker on his well, not sets, but it kind of like continues to guide him through his journey in this show. Um, and we were introduced to Eli Bradley and Isaiah Bradley, which
Yeah.
are which I thought Carl Lumbly was so good as Isaiah in this show. Like he knew how to get that emotion.
Mm-hmm.
But Eli Bradley is also important because he's going to be, I believe, one of the young Avengers. Um, when all that happens. So that'll be interesting as well. But no, yeah, dude, I thought Isaiah was great. So where do we continue from here?
We can do a quick recap because it's only like 6 episodes. It's not like we're going through an entire
Mm-hmm.
um 20 episode season or
20
whatever the
episode
fuck.
season. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Uh. But yeah, like the show starts like 6 months after the blip. And everybody kind of comes back after fucking fighting Thanos and
Yeah.
all that. And we what is it? In the first episode, Sam is fighting Batroc in
Like
like some
Batroc in the
foreign country.
helicopter, and he's got
Yeah.
Red Wing, and yeah, they're he's like trying not to let him get past to the border or whatever.
We meet Torres.
Yeah,
Uh,
Torres is another guy that gets introduced, which they're kind of like setting him. Spoiler alert, but I mean, if you're watching this again, you've seen this, so they're kind of setting him up to be the new Falcon.
yeah.
Uh,
Um, and yeah, and like Sam is kind of like struggling to become on if he wants to be like Captain America or not. Like he's like it's like a lot, right? Like
yeah, I mean, it's
uh
it's it's a big uh, role to live up to, right?
uh,
After Steve.
yeah. Uh, so Sam ends up giving the shield to the government for like a museum. Um,
Yeah.
and then we kind of flop over to Bucky, who's doing his thing. He's been pardoned. He's doing therapy,
Yeah, he's doing
as a good
therapy.
thing
He's
to do.
he's trying to
Kind of make amends.
make amends from his Winter Soldier days.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like a book with a bunch of names in it, and he's trying to cross them all off and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he meets this old Asian man who we find out that he killed his son,
Yep.
and that's all rough. And he tries to go on a date with this other girl, and like it doesn't go well because he's still not in the best frame of mind. So he bails on that date and then he leaves and um
Yeah, Yori, right? Like that's the elderly man's name, I
the old
think.
man, I forget his name. Could be. But then we also get introduced to Sam's sister, which I didn't even know he had a
Yeah,
sister.
I didn't either.
But he's got a
Sarah.
sister and he's got nephews, yeah. And yeah, and we get a cameo from Rhodey in the first episode too, I believe.
That's right. Yeah.
We see him talking to Sam, and then
I
we of
forgot
course
about that.
yeah, and then I mentioned how Bucky's kind of dealing with his Winter Soldier stuff. We see a flashback of him like killing the Asian guy's son.
hmm
Um, which I forget his name. What the hell is his name? Is it Yori? It
I
might be.
think it is Yuri. I'm looking at the wiki and it has it as
Okay, well, okay, so Yori,
Yuri.
yeah, he kills Yori's son, which we find out through the flashback, and Yori is obviously grieving at the bar and stuff, and you know, Buck tries to befriend him, and he does, but he knows what he did, so
Yeah. Um. But yeah, and we get our introduction to the Flag Smashers as well here, which is Torres is kind of investigating them. Um. Who are this group that believe that life was better during the blip with like half the population
yeah.
gone, like uh
So they're
and
trying to
Torres ends up getting hurt by one of the group that has like superhuman strength.
yeah. So the Flag Smashers are trying to get back to how things used to be and all that stuff.
Um, we do get a lot of backstory on Sam here because we do meet his sister and like the family business fishing boat thing and all that. Uh, that is kind of struggling. That she's trying to keep it afloat, so to speak. uh,
Mm.
uh, Down in Louisiana, and then we
Yeah.
kind of close this episode with the announcement of a new Captain America,
Yep.
John Walker.
The shield that they had just placed in the fucking museum, they fucking remove and give it to John Walker. Yeah.
And he does look goofy in that.
Yeah.
Fucking.
The first time we see him, he looks super goofy, dude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was, like the angle of it or of the shot, or I don't know what it was, but he looked goofy as fuck, dude.
Well, it made him look like he had a gigantic chin.
Because he doesn't look that goofy in the rest of the show. It's just that one shot where, like, the first time we see him, he just looks weird as shit.
That's because he looks like the Crimson Chin from
Yeah, I mean,
Fairly Odd Parents. Because the angle makes his chin like jut out, right? Like it just
yeah,
it's
it's a
not.
it's a it's a weird angle. It was not a flattering angle. That's for sure.
Yeah. And we were all just like, what the fuck? Like it's just not. Here's the photo. I have the photo handy. So we can all relive it again.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm not gonna leave it on here too long because our spoiler text isn't on here. But it's not a good angle.
yeah. It's not the best.
What do you think of the suit? Uh,
I thought the suit was fine. It's whatever. It ain't Cap suit, but it's whatever.
yeah.
It's not bad.
Um,
I actually prefer the U.S. agent one, the black and the red.
yeah. Well, everything looks good in black. Just about.
It's true,
Um,
but I just meant that like with like that suit looks better in the black and red. I think. But
yeah.
anyway, yeah. I mean, you're right though. Most
The
things look better
stripes.
in black.
Be like Batman.
Yeah,
Does it come in black?
that's pretty much the first episode.
Uh, um, to be honest with you, I'm having a hard time recalling a lot of stuff that's happening. So I am looking at the wiki just because it's been a few weeks,
Well,
quite a few weeks since we
the
watched.
second one we have the therapy lady like kind of forces them as in Buck and Sam to kind of like talk it out and like sit all up
Mm-hmm.
on each other and shit. And then we see, John Walker like do the whole like, I'm the whole Good Morning America, I'm the new Captain America, all the interviews and all that bullshit. And then we have, I believe this is the episode where um Sam and Bucky also chase the super soldiers in the not the train, like the cars and shit,
Yeah,
right?
the big rigs. Yeah.
Yeah. So they chase them and they have a fight. And I was surprised that Bucky got his ass beat because you would think that he fucking would do some work, but he kind of they kind of lost that fight.
Yeah.
And then like you also have John Walker and the Battlestar show up, and they kind of, I mean, they get their asses beat too,
Yeah. Uh, but it's that fight's interesting for John Walker and Battlestar to show up to be like, all right, these guys can kind of throw down a little bit. Yeah, they get their ass kicked, but so does Buck and Sam.
Yeah, I
So
mean
it's
they
just
they all
like,
they all get their asses kicked. Yeah.
yeah. So well, but it's great at establishing like this is kind of like why they were chosen to be it. Like they got the skills a
Yeah.
little bit. Um. Uh. This is also the episode where we meet Isaiah Bradley for the first time, right?
Yeah, we do meet Isaiah for the first time in this one. Because at
Um.
first Isaiah is very like, get the hell away from me,
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't want anything to do with any of that shit.
He throws like a fucking metal thing into the wall and it sticks there because
Yeah, because he's a fucking super
he's a
soldier.
super soldier. Um.
He's an OG, man. He's been like hidden from history because black man super soldier. What?
Man.
And yeah, it's pretty nuts how all that goes down. But I mean, it's understandable from his point of view. I'd be pissed too if I was him.
Yeah. Like he fought Bucky during the Korean War, and I kind of want to see that. I kind of want to see that. I want to see that fight because he's like,
That,
"I'd beat your ass." Like I want
yeah,
to see that.
yeah, that would
Um.
that would be pretty interesting. But
Uh.
again, Carl Lumbly, man, he's so good, dude.
Mm-hmm. Um. I just found it super interesting, mostly because I just have a terrible memory of stuff. But like, it's cool to see other super soldiers that aren't Steve,
Hmm.
right? Like Isaiah Bradley, which
Yeah,
I knew of the character. I didn't know of like his history. Like I
like the
know,
backstory and stuff.
like I
Yeah.
knew he was like a cap, a super soldier
Yeah, like
at some point, but that
you
was
you
all I
see
knew.
you see like images of him like in the comic and stuff when he's got the outfit on and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, great actor. Shows
Oh
off a
yeah,
lot of
man.
great
Carl Lumbly,
emotion.
dude, he fucking he was really good. He was really good in this show.
Mm-hmm.
All the credit and shout outs to him, man, because he was great.
Yeah. Uh, then we have like the group therapy session, which is pretty funny. Uh, but also emotional for Bucky, right? Like, if he was wrong about you, he was wrong about me. Like
Yeah.
that moment, like,
With
oof.
when he's talking to Sam about Steve, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about that shield, man. That's why he was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man. Like he's like, how could you just give it away?
Uh, but yeah, and like Bucky and Sam don't want anything to do with Walker. Uh,
Yeah, no, they don't fuck with John at all.
mm-hmm. Oh god.
Then we also find out that John has a wife and he's married and stuff. So they kind of make you sympathize with him a little bit as well,
Yeah.
despite all the other things going on with him and all the other stuff.
Uh,
But I mean, I
and
think that's pretty much the second episode, right? Like, I don't think
yeah,
there's
and then
any.
it ends with them being like, "We need to go visit Zemo," or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then this is the episode where we get Zemo and Sharon.
Yeah. Episode 3.
Yeah, the power broker. It was cool seeing Zemo like be a baron. You know,
Right?
he's got his fucking like old man servant dude like
His
Alfred, and
his Alfred, yeah.
got his like private jet and shit, and like he's got his cool ass coat with the fucking which I have been waiting to see with with the mask and everything, like his the whole Baron Zemo outfit, dude, like the classic comics outfit, dude. Like it was really cool to see that, even if it was only for like the short amount of time, but it was still
I
really
mean,
cool.
he rocked that coat. That coat was.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a lot of people like cosplaying that outfit, even more
yeah.
now.
It's a good look, man.
Mm-hmm.
Badass look.
Um, but yeah, like fucking, he busts out of prison. I like how they do the whole bust out of prison.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
uh,
because it's like Sam talking to Bucky about, or Bucky talking to Sam, actually.
hypothetically,
Yeah,
which
like
is pretty funny.
and then like
And they
we
show it
find
as
out,
it's happening.
yeah, and then it ends up happening. Like it's great.
Yeah, and fucking Zemo walks through the doors. And Sam's just like, fucking really.
Like I'm gonna
Uh,
take your ass back or some shit. Yeah, it's great.
uh, then we go to Madripoor, and then Zemo gets to be Baron Zemo with fucking with the fucking his Alfred in the airplane, and
Yeah, and then we have Sam like pretending to be some other dude, and
yeah.
Bucky's the Winter Soldier again.
I just want to stay on the airplane for a minute because like when they're there chatting to each other, you get some just great dialogue. Like he's out of line, but he's right. Like I think
Yeah,
that's what happens.
yeah. And then that dialogue ended up becoming like a meme, dude. It was great.
Yeah, yeah. And just I wanted to because that's where this series really shines. It's the characters interacting with each other more than you get to see in the movies, because in the movies
Because you
you
have more
always have a gigantic plot and then we got to move that and we got to deal with the threat.
you have to move quickly in the movies. Here you have more time to flesh things out, and TV shows.
Hmm.
That's why I like TV shows.
Yeah. So
But
it's interesting to see that.
speaking of memes, though, this is where we get the Baron Zemo, dancing in the club meme.
Yeah.
This is that episode where we get that from.
I love how they leaned into it too. Like
Oh, it's great.
uh
It's so good. I'm glad they ended up doing that because it was just a fun little thing.
mhm. It's good. Yeah, they have a 1 hour dancing Zemo
Yep.
uh
'Cause I think after the episode
video.
came out, Daniel Bruhl was like, "Yo, there was more that was not in the show," like and then they like put out the 1 hour cut afterwards.
Yeah, here I have it up for a second. It's just so you can find this on YouTube. He's just dancing. He's boogieing. Um it's funny.
It's good
It's
stuff
good.
for
It's
sure.
good shit. It's such good shit. Um but yeah. Uh we hear about the power broker for the first time here,
Mhm.
and
And then we also kind of like we have Sharon back, and you're kind of sus about her because like she's doing some pretty like weird stuff going on with her.
yeah, because we haven't seen her in like years, right? Like she's kind of been on the run as a fugitive ever since the Sokovia Accord.
And you
So,
kind of wonder how she's like running around like doing stuff in Magipur when like
mhm.
they mentioned, oh, there's a power broker, and like you can't do stuff around here without the power broker or whatever. And like
The power broker's trying to recreate the super soldier serum, and
so you're like, how the hell is Sharon running around doing all this stuff? You get kind of
mhm.
sus of her. And then I think like at one point near the end of the episode, she like drives off in a car with somebody, right? And you're like, what the hell? What do you mean, Sharon? Like what are you doing?
Yeah,
What's going on here? But
and Zemo Zemo kills the fuck out of that scientist in this episode too.
Oh yeah, he kills the shit out of that guy. Yeah.
This is the episode where fucking Bucky like Bucky hit somebody with a pole in this episode.
Yeah, because you remember they're fighting in the whole like, because they're trying to find the spot where the scientist is, and
Yeah,
then
that's
like,
right.
and then they get like ambushed by all these fucking. You see Sharon like whoop ass, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
she kicks all the ass, and then yeah, Bucky like smacks the shit out of somebody with a fucking beam or a pole or something,
Yeah, I
and
can't remember
and,
exactly
and
what
that
it
shit
is.
looked like it hurt, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Yeah, I
fuck
would.
yeah, he impales somebody. That's right.
Yeah,
Right? He sticks a lady to the wall to a
it might have been with that same
container.
thing that he beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, I
Yeah,
remember there being something that looked very painful
yeah.
and kind of graphic. Uh, that would kind of suck. Imagine getting skewered onto a
No,
fucking cargo container.
that'd be terrible, man. It'd be more than suck. It'd be fucking awful, man.
It's a terrible fear.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
But yeah, I think that's pretty much this episode.
yeah, I mean, I was trying to think of what Carly does in this episode, but I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know.
Um,
She's just doing her fucking flag smasher thing. I know
Flag
that
Smasher stuff.
they're like on the run at one point, moving from place to place.
Yeah, they blow
Uh,
up a building or something.
yeah,
Uh, and kill some folks.
yeah.
Uh,
The next episode, the whole world is watching. This is the one where
oh, that's right. Episode 3 ends with the fucking. It ends with Bucky in the Io, right? And
yeah,
then it open. The
with
next
the
episode opens up with them.
with the Wakandans, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That was a good cliffhanger, man, because I was like, "Yo,
Yo,
this is great."
so I wasn't expecting them to be there.
Well, they were after Zemo, because
Yeah,
they're like, "Fuck Zemo, dude."
I just wasn't thinking about it at the time, so I was like, I just don't think about all the crossover potential that much.
Hmm.
But when they showed up, it was dope.
It really was. It was cool to see her for sure.
Uh,
She shows up talking to Bucky like, "Yo, where's Zemo at?" And yeah,
mhm.
that's how we start the next episode, I believe, which is called again, "The Whole World Is Watching."
Now we get the flashback of Bucky in Wakanda this episode, right?
That's at the beginning of the episode. The White Wolf,
Bro, that's another Bucky gets a lot of emotional scenes.
which is
Uh,
great. Yeah,
uh-huh. Uh, because Sebastian Stan is just like, bro, like does a lot of acting with his eyes and like as she's reading off like the code words or whatever, and it just like the tears are rolling. I
yeah.
don't want to hurt nobody. Like it's it'll choke you up, man. It's strong stuff. But yeah, the Wakandans are after Zemo, obviously, because he killed King
Because
T'Chaka.
of his involvement with all the
Yeah, pretty much.
Civil War stuff. Yeah,
And then it's like they give Bucky like 8 hours to do whatever he needs to do. Then they're coming for Zemo. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and they start investigating a camp where the Flag Smashers or sympathizers hang out. This is the episode with the candy, right? Where Zemo like starts bribing kids with candy or whatever.
I believe so. Because
It's
it was
it's
like
hard for me to keep straight because it's been a while since we've seen it.
because they're wandering around and like Bucky and Sam aren't getting shit, but Zemo knows how to play these kids with the candy and all that stuff.
Yeah, because yeah, they're trying to investigate Danya, uh, where her memorial or whatever is going to be because they're trying to find Carly, who has a connection to Danya. I don't think we talked about earlier, but yeah, like she's like the person that kind of took care of them growing
Yeah,
up, but she died. Um,
yeah.
Yeah, so they eventually get that information, and then Sam goes to talk to Carly alone to try to get her to like stop being so
and
violent and like
he
yeah.
kind of and he succeeds, but then John and fucking Battlestar come in and they ruin everything.
Hmm.
Because
Yep.
he was doing a good job talking to her, like just like they were just conversating, and then she's like, "Oh, this is why you fucking did this," because yeah. So she thinks that you know Sam uh kind of played her, and then Walker and Battlestar were just gonna come in and uh ruin everything, which I mean they did,
Yeah.
but I mean Sam was like being genuine and like but she doesn't know that.
Yeah. Which kicks off this entire chase sequence where Zemo
Yeah.
ends up shooting Carly, uh, and he starts and like she drops like the
And she,
vials of the super
yeah,
soldier
which she
serum.
didn't mention. I was gonna say she has all the like more vials to create more super soldiers,
Yeah,
and they all get destroyed except for the one.
yeah, because Walker like whacks Zemo in the head with his fucking shield.
Yeah, he smacks Zemo and he drops one. It rolls away, and then they like make you wonder like, oh, is he gonna take it? Is he not? I mean, I knew he
Mm.
was,
Oh yeah,
and then yeah, the whole chase scene fight. Lamar, Battlestar, uh, gets injured, or well, not injured. He ends up getting killed, and that kind of leads John into a fit of a rage. And I'm not sure if by this point he had taken the serum. I don't think so, but either way, he definitely takes it after that because he's pissed. And yeah, he's out. He's at that point he's just out to avenge Lamar, or Battlestar because that was his boy.
yeah.
And I
I
and
think he's took it before Lamar dies because he has a discussion with Lamar about taking it,
mm,
and I
well,
think
right.
he takes it after that
Yeah,
conversation.
because he asked him like, "Would you take it if you had the chance?" Right? And Lamar's like,
Yeah.
and I think Lamar says no or something. Yeah,
Uh, that Lamar says he would take it because it just makes you your more of you, I
oh, he said he
believe.
would
And
take
then
it.
yeah, because they're all these super decorated war heroes, right? So they're like, yeah, they would take it. I think the conversation where somebody says no is like I think there's a conversation with Sam and Bucky they
I
have.
thought
It's a little
somebody,
confusing because it's been
yeah,
a
I
while.
thought somebody said no, but yeah, I could be wrong
Um.
with that.
Uh. But yeah, it's a little thing anyway. But he definitely takes it after that.
Mm.
Um. But we get the fight between the Wakandans
Yeah,
and
that's something we kind of skipped over.
yeah, which is a lot of interesting fighting because that's kind of where Walker realizes like he's a little outmatched,
Yeah, because he's like, they
right?
weren't
Because
even super soldiers.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
Sure, he
so
gets
I
his
think
ass
that's
beat.
yes, that's why he ends up taking the fucking serum. Exactly.
They
Um,
weren't even super soldiers. Like, yeah, dude, they weren't.
hmm They're just fucking that good.
No.
And then yeah, and then we get the
He gets his arm disabled because it's fucking vibranium, and you can't. Good luck trying to use vibranium against the Wakandans.
it was interesting. I saw a discussion on Twitter where it was like, "Hey, the Wakandans built in a failsafe on Bucky if something bad ever happened. They just rip his arm off really easy, disable it."
Yeah, they're just like,
Uh,
"Oink, bye bye." You think you're gonna use our fucking tech
and
on
some
against us?
some
Nah.
people were discussing the ethics on that on Twitter, and I was like, I don't necessarily care about the ethics of it, but it was interesting. It's an interesting detail, that's for sure. Um,
They gave him that arm. It's who cares, dude? Like
what
they know how to fucking you know they
if he ever goes back to being the Winter Soldier? Man, you got to stop him
it's
somehow.
vibranium, man. Like yeah. You think they're not gonna fucking like prep for that? Come on.
Mm. But then all that other stuff happens. Like they get lured into this big fight. Battlestar gets killed. Uh,
which sets John on the fit of rage, and yeah, that's what
mm,
leads down to
chases down that dude and fucking shields
he
him
just
to death.
beats the shit out of that guy in front of the world, and everybody's got their phones out recording that shit.
That's where you get the shot of the shield dripping in blood, and
Yeah,
and you get the sad backstory of that guy. That guy liked Captain America.
yeah,
He believed in him or whatever. And then the episode ends with it being the death being filmed, and it leaves on another cliffhanger.
yeah. We see the
Uh,
shield being all bloodied and whatnot after he beats the shit out of that guy.
yeah. Um, uh,
It was a pretty intense episode, that one.
yeah.
Like like if that was not on Disney Plus, they would have showed you. They would have showed that dude. They would have showed John beat the shit out of that guy.
Yeah,
Like
to
it
death.
would like if it was like on Netflix or something else, it would have. You definitely would have seen that.
Hmm.
But I mean, I think that's like pretty for like Disney standards. That was pretty brutal. That
Yeah,
scene.
it's pretty violent for them.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, regardless of that, I thought it was like really well done. Like it was great. Like
not only that, you show the shield that
yeah,
is this symbol, this fucking icon for how many movies?
the symbol
How?
has been stained. You know,
Yeah, it's stained with blood. Like that's dark.
the legacy that's been tarnished in like just that one moment. You know.
Yeah. So moving on into the next episode, which is Bucky and Sam confront Walker and ends up into like a big fight, which
They
is a
have a
pretty good
fight,
fight.
which yeah, it's a great fight. They do like some wrestling moves and shit too. I was like, damn,
There's like some drop
it
kicks.
was
There's
great. I honestly did not expect that. They started the episode with that, and I did not expect it to go that way. I'm so glad they did. It was great, man.
yeah, like Sam's wings get fucked up.
Yeah, he loses his
Uh,
wings in this fight.
it's just a really good fight. And they eventually end up breaking like Walker's arm,
Yeah,
or and it looked painful. Like that they did kind of
you,
show a little bit, and I was like,
you even
fuck.
hear the noise, and he like screams out in pain. You're like, shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like fuck that. But I mean, they had to take the shield from him, man.
Yeah. Torres shows back up here and gets the
Yeah, he's like, oh Sam, you forgot your wings when he's leaving. He's like, nah, you keep them.
keep them. Yeah.
Because guess what? Torres is gonna be the future Falcon, boys and girls.
Yeah. And then things kind of split. Everybody kind of goes their own way for a little bit.
Yeah. Sam goes
Bucky
back
hunts
home, I
down
believe.
Zemo too. Yeah.
Yeah, Bucky does his shit. And we see Carly in the flat or meet up with Batroc, I believe, in the park after Sharon like sends him over there, right?
Yeah. Um. So
And
Bucky
then
finds Zemo, and then
the Wakandans pick him up, right? And
yeah.
take him to the raft, yeah.
But there's some good interesting combos between that happens there. Walker gets a other than honorable discharge, stripped of his role as Cap,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we meet the Valentina
Ventina, yeah.
for the first time.
Yep.
And there's some conversations that happen there. Some wrap up. You meet kind of Battlestar's family and stuff.
Oh right, yeah, because John goes to meet Battlestar's fam.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. And Sam visits Isaiah Bradley again.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and he gives up his history about like how he was imprisoned. He does this. He gives the speech, which is like it's what Cap does in the first movie, but he gets a hero's welcome, whereas Isaiah Bradley gets erased almost and locked up and experimented on for fucking
Yeah, like
years.
it's some fucked up stuff, man. That
Mm-hmm.
what he had to go through. That's why, like, when like he's all pissed off and stuff, like I don't blame him, man. I'd be fucking
Yeah.
pissed too after
No,
that.
I understand.
He
I
like
understand the anger.
he basically did what Cap did and like freed all his boys, and he got like while Cap was praised for it, he got like fucking like reprimanded for it or some shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's fucked up, man.
Mm-hmm. gives a lot for Sam to think about.
Yeah.
Uh, and then Sam goes home and we get to see Sarah again and the boys.
But yeah, I mean, to go back on the Sam and Isaiah, though, they have a great conversation. Like it's a great like dialogue
Yeah,
between those two at that point.
it's heavy shit, man. Check it out if you
Yeah,
haven't seen it.
yeah. But then he goes back home with Sarah, and they're like, they're wanting to accept the boat and stuff, right? Because they don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah. So they call in all those favors.
Yeah, all the Wilson family favors
Mm-hmm.
coming to
Oh yeah,
collect.
that's right. Fuck. At the end of the Bucky thing with Zemo, he's like, "I have one more favor to ask." I forgot about that.
Oh, with the
But
Wakandans, yeah, because he asked the Wakandans for a favor, yeah.
yeah, and we all know. We all know.
Yeah. You know it's for Sam, and you know what the hell it is.
Yeah. I do love when Bucky shows up to help out Sam though, and he just lifts up the fucking
The
oh
thing,
what
yeah, that
the
yeah.
giant like motor pump whatever thing it
Because they're
was.
like,
I
how are we
can't
gonna
remember.
get this out of here? And he just shows up and fucking lifts it with
Like
one
where do you
hand.
want me to put it? Yeah. Shows up with the briefcase.
Heck, you fucking show off. Yeah, and then
Helps
like
out.
they tease the briefcase for the entire episode, and we don't even get to see it at all.
All right, and there's some flirting between Sarah and
And
Bucky.
Buck, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you kind of get that montage. A montage.
Yeah, the
Uh,
training montage with Sam, yeah.
but yeah, that end fixing the boat and all. Like there's a couple montages in here.
Oh,
Um,
that's what I thought you meant, but you're talking about the boat one.
no, yeah, I was talking about the boat montage because there's like a lot of fixing that goes on the boat, and then
Yeah.
there's like
You're
they're
right.
hanging out and drinking,
Because
and then
when you said montage, the first one I thought of was the training one
no,
with
I
Sam.
did. I was like the moment I said montage, my brain flashed to the training, but right before that montage, Sam and Bucky have a really good conversation where they're like, "Yeah, I didn't know what it would be like for like a
For a
black man to
black
be given the
man.
shield. How could
Yeah.
we? Like that." And they're becoming buddies. They're becoming friends. So it's like there's some apologies said. There's some advice given.
Yeah.
Uh,
The,
if you
the,
need me, give me a
I like
call.
what Sam told Bucky about like he wasn't like he was avenging, he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like and that kind of sends him towards doing the right thing and then go talking to Yuri and all that other stuff. So
Yeah.
and then in the midst of all that, yeah, we see Sam training with the shield and doing flips and shit because you gotta be able to flip and catch the shield and like throw it and all this
Mm-hmm.
other stuff that goes into that.
Yeah. Just to touch on one thing, because I do think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
After the last episode where we see the shield covered in blood, is Bucky wakes up and the nephews have the shield and are playing
Oh
with it.
yeah,
Was like if you look deeper into that scene, like you really understand that shield means something to everybody. Even after everything that's happened, is like to the boys, that's still
it's an
a
iconic
heroic.
shield. Yeah,
Yeah, it's something to aspire to, something to be inspired by. Uh,
right.
so it's a little moment. I think it's an important moment that a lot
It's a
of
good
people
moment.
might
Yeah,
overlook.
it's
Yeah,
a great moment. Yeah,
yeah. Um,
absolutely.
I can remember exactly where it happened at. I think it was before the talk, but after the boat. Um, but yeah, then we get the montage.
Yeah,
All the flippy shit was expected, waiting for
throwing it at the
Sam
trees and
to break a
yeah.
window.
I know, right? Like there's like a shot where like he throws it and then like the shield goes past him and then they pan over to Sam's face, but like nothing happens. I'm like shit, did he break something or what happened?
It's cool though. It is cool to watch people how they would train with the shield. Like,
Yeah,
how do you get good at bouncing that shit around? It's cool. Uh,
gotta get that cardio going too, man. But
mhm.
yeah, it was yeah.
And then we get
You get some more with what's her name, Sharon as well.
Sharon, Power Broker, Batroc shit. Like hooks him up with the Flag Smashers and who are planning this attack on the GRC in New York City.
Yeah.
Uh, and then Torres contacts Sam, and then we end with Sam opening the briefcase, and it
And we don't
slowly
see
pans up, and then they fucking cut. It's like awful. It's like, yeah, but it makes
you.
sense.
You totally know that they would fucking do that, man. But
Mm-hmm.
so like, damn it! How dare you?
Mm-hmm. And then there's a post-credit scene or mid-credit scene.
Yeah, some of
Um,
these episodes had post credit scene. Yeah, I think this one is the one where like Walker's building the shield, right?
mm-hmm. Which is so funny when you look at the next episode with that fucking thing. See him just working on it, and it just, yeah, okay.
It's a piece of shit shield, but I mean, you know,
Mm.
he wanted to have the shield, so. But anyway, so then we move on to the finale,
Yeah, the last episode,
where we start off with basically we get to see Sam in the full cap suit,
and
which
it looks
looks
dope.
fucking incredible. It looks badass. Yeah,
Costume, bring on all the costume upgrades for every show.
yeah, man. It looked really good with the vibranium wings and the just everything. It looked badass. Like he has the shield and everything. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the GRC is being attacked by flag smashers. Uh,
I thought Captain America was on the moon.
oh god, yeah. Uh, this episode is just one giant action scene. There's a lot of jam packed in here.
It was
Um,
cool seeing the helicopter chase. That was
yeah,
cool.
there's a helicopter chase that's fucking badass, and Sam doing some fucking crazy ass shit. He fights Batroc in the
Yeah.
opening for a little while. Bucky's following trucks. Sharon murders the fuck out of a flag
With
smasher.
fucking Mercury, dude. I'm like, Jesus. It's like
That would be awful.
that
Oh
would
my
suck.
god, it sucks so bad. John Walker shows up.
Yeah, John shows up.
Yeah.
And he redeems himself though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like he's you know at the beginning he's still in the fit of rage and you know he's I'm still Captain America, but then you know he sees the people on the vehicle that are I mean I skipped ahead a little bit, but you know he's the
Nah.
people that are falling you know in the vehicle and he's like you know what fuck this shield I gotta save these people you know.
Mm-hmm. He's still a super soldier even without the shield, so he's putting up a pretty
Yeah.
decent fight.
But
Still
but
strong.
then he gets like fucking ran up on by like three or four super soldiers, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
including Carly, I think, or something. And they just, yeah, I mean, he can't hold them all off.
Yep.
So they all fall down, and then Sam swoops in and you know
Saves
tosses
the
them all away.
truck. Yeah,
Yeah,
using his two Red
two Red
Wings and
Wings. Yeah,
backpack.
because he has two. I didn't know he had two, but he has two of
And
them.
he fights like a monster too with the fucking shield, the wings, the
The
fucking.
shield, the wings, everything, dude. Like he's like I mean, we got that montage, man. He's been training for this.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part personally is back at the. I forgot about it to just this moment, to be honest. Back at the helicopter, where he saves the dude, and then he like puts the wings around him and the fucking shield up above, and like makes a giant just shield out of the outfit, and the helicopter crashes
And the
on them.
helicopter crashes on him. Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely love that scene.
I
It's fucking
also
dope.
Speaking of the helicopter, I also enjoyed when he got that lady to to tell her to pilot the plane, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because dude, when he booted the fucking dude out the plane or the helicopter, that shit was great, man.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking booted the shit out of that guy out of there, man. It was hilarious.
Yep.
And
Uh,
then of course, yeah, he got Red Wing. Little birdie told me you knew how to fly or whatever. And it was cool to see that lady, just get in there and do some work,
yeah.
taking over the plane and maneuvering it safely and getting everybody to safety and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Uh, we end up in this tunnel kind of like thing, underground dealio, construction site dealio, underground thing that they're
yeah,
building. Uh, uh, where Sharon talks to Carly, and like it's pretty much confirmed that
She's the power broker.
Surprising no one that she's the power broker.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Shocker,
like,
shocker. Sharon is the power broker, and
mm-hmm,
Batroc is like, yo, you're gonna have to. You're the power broker. You're gonna have to pay me more money.
mm-hmm,
And then of course he gets shot
mm-hmm.
because
Because Sharon's like, fuck you.
yeah, basically he's like, fuck you. I ain't paying you shit. How about this bullet, motherfucker? Pop, pop.
Mm-hmm,
Batroc goes down. Carly shoots Sharon, and then
mm-hmm,
Sam steps in to try to de-escalate
mm-hmm,
Carly because I mean he like from the conversation that he had with her that other episode, when he was succeeding in like trying to like back her down, and then like John and Battlestar fucked it up for him. Like Sam knows that she's like she with a little bit of what's the word not guidance but like or maybe but I don't know, like with a little bit of help she
mm-hmm. She could have been a
wouldn't
hero instead of a villain.
she wouldn't be so extreme with all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But they Sharon ends up shooting Carly, and you know that's the end of her. And Sam is he's like shit, like we could have, like he knows he could have like saved Carly, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
um,
I do like that Sam only fights defensively because Carly's like trying to fight
yeah,
him.
because he's like I'm not gonna fight you.
Mm-hmm. He only like defends. Uh, but yeah, Sharon shoots her and she dies. Says sorry.
Carly dies. Yep. So we lose Batroc and Carly.
And then and then I do laugh at this part because it's only because like I look at it like I didn't think about it when I watched it, but like Sharon's shot in the stomach, but instead of
Mhm.
like Sam helping her, they do the angel shot of Sam with Carly
Oh
instead.
yeah,
And I can't help it. I can't shake it. It's just something I notice it every time when I watch reactions from it. I was like, he just left Sharon there to he left Sharon behind while she's shot in the stomach.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I figured that I guess he knew that she would be all right because Sharon's capable, she was a fucking agent, like so. See, you figure Sam is like, all right, she can take care of herself. I gotta
yeah,
get Carly
it
out of
just
here.
strikes me every time I see it. Um, but yeah, and then Sam gives the most badass speech. Uh,
He gives a pretty solid speech there at the end. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Uh, that
The thing the thing that I thought was funny was like where Buck he's like, oh, I heard I didn't hear the speech, but something about a black man and whatever. And then I thought that was pretty funny. I forget what he says exactly, but like
yeah,
just what Buck says after the whole speech is funny.
yeah. I feel like the speech is really good, guys. It's like I wish.
No, it is. It's
Uh,
really good.
um,
I mean, if you're listening or watching this, and obviously you've seen the show already, but
yeah, you know,
so you know which one we're talking about. But
we're
yeah,
kind of doing the John Cena version of fine speech and just rubbing your head, but it is a really good speech. But yeah, the remaining super soldiers get locked up. Um, and you think they're gonna get away because like a soldier says one world, one people, or whatever the fuck, as they lock them in the van. But then they get blowed the fuck up by Zemo's butler, which I watched a lot of reactions, and a lot of people had forgotten about that guy and didn't realize who it was.
yeah, right. They're like, well,
uh,
who is this guy? It's fucking Zemo's butler, man.
they get
Because
the
then
shot of Zemo on the
immediately after
raft.
that, we go to the raft and we see Zemo like very pleased with himself.
Right?
After he hears that those super soldiers did not make it.
Yeah, I'm glad they don't kill off Zemo or any. I'm glad they just throw him in the raft too, because man, I
Yeah,
want more
they
Zemo.
can use
That
them for later, of course. Yeah.
eh. Uh, Valentina gives Walker a new suit, asks him to become U.S.
U.S.
agent.
agent,
Yeah,
baby, black and red. Let's go.
for places where they cannot use Captain America.
Yeah.
Huh. I forgot to mention the Captain Falcon joke that happens. um,
That's the
uh,
Black Falcon. No, it's
yeah,
Captain America.
yeah.
And then yeah, they call him. What are we gonna call you? The Captain Falcon? Yeah,
Falcon punch.
Blue Falcon. Falcon chip.
Uh, yeah.
But anyway,
Sam visits Isaiah Bradley and his grandson again, and
oh dude, that's such a good
that
fucking moment,
scene's
dude.
good. I love it. Yeah.
Such a good moment, man.
Because Sam has a memorial dedicated to Bradley, so it's like you're not
Yeah,
erased, you're real. He
when
exists.
they go back to the memorial and we see all that, it's oh dude. Again, just the Carl Lumbly, man, the emotion you get out of that guy during that scene is it's something else, man. He's really good at that.
Hmm.
And I don't, to be honest, I'd imagine that he doesn't even have to act a whole lot. Like that's probably some of that's probably real, dude.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like just
Hmm.
being a black man in America, you know.
Yep.
But it was a great moment. It was a great scene. Great payoff for
Emotional.
that. Very
Hmm.
emotional. Yeah. People are gonna know who Isaiah Bradley is now.
Yeah. And there is some good talking between Sam and Isaiah before this that I forgot to mention, where he like kind of explains why he becomes Cap and what
Hmm.
it means to him and stuff.
Yeah, when he was back at Isaiah's home. Yeah.
Yeah, which is that's good too.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Bucky makes amends with Yuri, telling him about his son and
Hmm.
that he was the Winter Soldier.
I'm
And
kind of, to be honest, I'm kind of glad that we didn't get um to see the whole conversation and stuff
hmm
because I don't know. It would have been. I don't know. I'm glad. I'm glad they did it the way they did it. Is what I'll say.
yeah.
I thought it
Um,
was well done the way that they went about
then we wrap up at a celebratory cookout.
it. Yeah,
Mhm.
where Buck is showing off again, just holding off his arm, and kids are fucking hanging
Hanging
on to it and
on it,
shit.
yeah.
Like, you fucking show off, Buck.
And then we get a mid-credit scene where Sharon is getting given a pardon from the United States government, because that's another thing that we didn't really mention. We kind of glossed over it a little bit. Was that Sharon or Sam is trying to get her a pardon because like she's on the run for all the Sokovia stuff
Yeah, and
that
she ends up
happened.
getting it, and she gets her old job back. She gets to be an agent again.
Mm-hmm.
But little
Agent Carter.
do these fools know that Power Broker is gonna power broke.
Mm-hmm.
She has all these resources available now, and she makes a call to somebody, being like, "Yo, I have access to all this shit now, so start lining up people or whatever."
Yeah.
What a disgrace to the Carter name, man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn you, Sharon.
I did like that she kind of had the pinnacle of greatness, and then like the evil,
Evil. Yeah.
right?
Fucking
Um,
Minuteman and shit.
so that's Captain, and then it ends with Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Like,
Yeah, that's right. They should have changed fucking Winter Soldier because he's not the Winter Soldier anymore either, man. Like, why didn't they
yeah,
change that?
uh,
That was weird, but whatever.
uh,
Captain America and the White Wolf. I don't know, dude.
so that's the show.
Yeah.
Um, I enjoyed it. I liked
Again, it
it.
was good. I enjoyed the 6 episodes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I liked it. I think I enjoyed it more than I did WandaVision, but that's just
I
because
think I did too, mostly because I like the
I'm just
characters a bit more.
yeah, I'm just more into this kind of stuff anyway.
Well, I'm a
Which
big
is
fan
not
of Bucky a lot, so
yeah. But yeah, I mean,
um,
in terms of the Marvel stuff, we have Loki next. I don't know what the fuck to expect out of that, so I have no idea, man.
yeah, that's gonna be hopefully fun on a bun.
I
I really
hope
like
it's
Tom
good, but
Hiddleston.
yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's gonna be another 6 episodes, so that'll be interesting.
Um, if I had one knock on the the Falcon
Or
and the Winter Soldier, I keep saying Captain America as it pops up at
yeah,
the end. Um, my only critique would be like that last episode. There's just a ton crushed into it. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. I wish the episode was a little longer. That's all. Um,
Mm,
that would be like my one critique on the
gotcha.
show, really. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
I had a good time with it. I enjoyed it. I couldn't wait for every episode to come out. They leave you on some cliffhangers where it was like, no, I
there
want
was some pretty
more.
good cliffhangers in this show. Yeah,
Uh, it's like don't end. Um, a
but
lot
I
of
mean,
uh, a lot of
I
stuff
love
set up too.
waiting week to week for it though. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Uh,
I love it.
there's a lot of questions left unanswered that will be answered in future
Other stuff.
movies, probably future shows, I imagine,
Hmm.
future everything.
There's a lot of exciting shows coming up, man. I'm excited for all the Disney Plus Marvel stuff.
Hmm. Um, is there anything else you want to say about that?
About Winter Soldier
Yeah,
and Falcon Winter
Falcon.
Soldier. Not
Yeah,
really. I mean, I think we pretty much went through it. I really, like I said, I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Um, I like the whole 6 episodes thing. As you know, if especially when they make them like almost an hour long or whatever. Um, Part of me kind of wants more episodes, but like it's fine. Like if they keep giving us all these shows, and it'll be fine. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But no, yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where I mentioned earlier in the movie news how they're doing a Captain America 4. So I'm curious now, like you know what they're gonna do with that after the show. Now
yeah.
that we have Sam as Captain America, so that'll be fun. But no, yeah, I had fun with the show. Um, I've enjoyed both WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier so far, so I'm curious to see what Loki's gonna bring. I don't know. Again, I can't. I'm not excited for it, or I can't be excited for it because I don't know what the hell's going on. But I mean, I'm still gonna check it out. Like I'll be watching it week to week and everything. But I just don't know what the hell's going on in that show. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna. It's like WandaVision. We're gonna go on this ride. I don't know where we're going or what we're doing, but we're going. But anyway, yeah, that's it, man. That's it for Falcon Winter Soldier.
All right,
Good
guys,
show.
that's it for that. Next up, we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat for probably not super long because
Yeah, no. To be honest, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it anyway. So
I
it won't be
do.
that long.
Let me put up just a quick spoiler tag spoilers, just for folks.
Yeah.
Let me move that over there. Um, I'll start off by saying I've seen this movie 3 times. I watched it with the
Oh
group.
wow.
I watched it with the Baba the next day because she wasn't able to stay and watch it in the group, so I've seen it then, and then I watched it again on my own. Um,
Definitely more than I've seen. I've only seen it the one time.
so yeah, I've seen it 3 times, which for me is a lot. And you're gonna be like, Josh must have really loved this movie. And
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
mean,
honest
sounds
with you,
like it.
I like it. I won't say I love it. How do you feel? Well, how were
I
you
thought
on the
it.
general?
I don't. I definitely didn't love it as much as everybody. I thought it was like whatever. I mean, I'm not even like the biggest Mortal Kombat fan anyway. Like I
Mm-hmm.
played the older games, like I used to play Reptile and shit in the older games. So that's kind of like my like extent with Mortal Kombat. Like I played the old games. I chose my green guy. I beat the dudes up and that kind of stuff. But like I'm not like super into the lore or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But this movie, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine. Like it's not like I don't know.
This movie is generic action movie. That's all it is. It's
Yeah,
a popcorn movie.
like I don't know when I'll watch it again. Like I'm not. I don't like. I don't need to watch it again anytime soon. To be honest, like it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's fine. Like I don't know. The fighting stuff was okay. I think I think the my I think I enjoyed the humor like with Kano quite a bit. Like that
I
was
mean, he carries the movie pretty.
that was pretty funny. He was pretty funny with that stuff. I don't know how I don't know if I care too much a whole lot about the main character. What's his name? Cole Young or whatever.
Cole Young, he's I
he's
like the
kind of
actor. The actor's a
yeah. I
cool
mean,
dude.
the actor's
Uh,
whatever, but like
but the
the
character is
character, I'm
just
just like,
he doesn't need to. I can tell you how to make this movie better, and it's not to shit on the actor. The actor's great. Cole Young doesn't need to be in the movie at all. You give his role to Sonya Blade. That's all you need. I feel like I don't feel like we needed Cole Young. I really don't. Like we didn't need like a bloodline connection to Scorpion or any of that happens in the movie. I feel like if you had given that made Sonya kind of the more focus of trying to get like the mark and like that. With there would need to be some adjustments, obviously, but I feel like that they could have told a better movie with that. That being said, Cole Young is the studio's decision. That wasn't like the directors talked about how they didn't, he kind of had to, didn't have much choice in that. That they insisted on that. So, um, I like the actor for Cole Young. I like he's a
I
great
mean, like,
fighter.
yeah, he's I have no issues with him either. It's just the
I
character that
follow
I'm like,
him. I follow him on Twitter. He's a cool dude. Mm. Um, Kano is great.
he was
Um,
hilarious. He was probably like one of the best, if not one of the best, if not the best part of the movie.
I think they said a lot of his stuff was improv, and like he's just really good at at that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Scorpion's not in this movie a whole lot, which
No,
is it's not. I don't think it's necessarily misleading, but they definitely feature him pretty prominently in like the trailers. So it's like
I mean, you
when
gotta
you
have the
don't
whole Sub
you
Zero versus Scorpion thing, right?
and the reason why is I imagine Hiroyuki Sanada is not cheap. I imagine he's a very expensive person to have on screen. Um, so they probably had to use him very sparingly because I imagine he's expensive. Um, um, but when he's there, he's great.
I mean,
That's
he's
why they
always
have him.
good.
So that's why they have him take the mask on and off a few times at the end, right? Like, it's like we paid him money, we need to see his face, so they
Yeah.
they have him take it off. And he does it like a few times, and that's one of my issues with the movie. Is like it's a little weird how he keeps pulling it on and off a couple times. Um, uh, I don't love it. I like it. It's fine. It's fun.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was very like I was very like whatever about the movie.
some
To
of
be honest.
some of the editing's weird. I've noticed in a few places. Uh, the fatalities are great. Some of the dialogue is great. Like um, McCod Brooks, is that how you say his name?
I
As
believe
Jax.
so. Yeah, he's Jax.
Um,
Yeah.
um, has some
I just
great dialogue where he's like,
I
"I
just
did
know
6 doors,
him.
motherfucker." His voice is so deep.
Yeah, I just know him as from Supergirl.
I liked him as Jax, and then when he spoilers kills Reiko at the end, and he's like, "Yeah, these motherfuckers work." Like that shit was great. Like I like the movie. I would like to see if it gets a sequel, if they could do better. Um, um, because I would like because it's Mortal Kombat. Nobody stays dead. Anybody that died, nobody. It's fucking Mortal Kombat. Um, um, I like the Kung Lao and his hat finish. Fatality was great. Um, Cabal's outfit and his voice looked great. Um,
He looked cool, man. I was like, this guy looks fucking badass. Yeah.
Cabal, yeah, Cabal's great. Goro, I was like, did we really? I don't think we need Goro in this movie. He kind
He
of gets
kind of just
punked on a little bit
yeah.
too by
They like he like shows up for like a second and then he goes off to fight Cole and then that's it. It's like what?
yeah. I think they set him up for a sequel because like when they do like the smoke thing to disappear thing, they he takes Goro's body, which I don't think too many people noticed because just happens really quick. Um, but he does kind of get punked on by Cole a little bit. I don't like Cole Young's power, like the he gets beat up and then he has the Black Panther suit from Black Panther that shoots out like energy beams or whatever the
Speaking
fuck.
of which, I don't like his outfit. I don't like his suit. I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell is this?
it looks a little weird.
It was like, what the hell? Like that's it? Like I thought he was gonna like keep upgrading it throughout the movie, and then it's just like, nope.
I thought they were gonna give him like scorpion powers. Like he's in the bloodline. Like why not give him
Yeah,
some?
that's kind of what I thought too, but like I guess not.
Give him some skeleton something skelly arms. I don't know. Like
Scaly arms.
like let him. I don't know. Give him some hellfire. Like
Yeah,
don't
I
give
don't
him
know.
the fucking get over here. That's fine. You save that for Scorpion, but like he's a bloodline. His powers has nothing to do at all with Scorpion. He's just he can take an ass whooping. Great. Um.
Nice,
Um.
great, okay.
Uh. It can be fun. It's got its problems. Um. I do want a sequel because I do kind of set it up for Johnny Cage. Um.
Yeah, I think they could do better in a sequel as well.
hmm This
Because I mean,
felt like a prove it movie to me, right? Like it felt like a prove you can do this movie to me.
hmm.
From them, like we'll give you this budget, we'll give you this, go make some money with it, which they did make money. They've made a profit on this movie.
Yeah, I was again. I was MIA for a little bit. So how did it end up? How did it end up doing?
The budget was 55 million. The box
Mhm.
office, I don't know when this was updated, but the box office is 72.5 million. So it's made money. It's not
Okay.
in debt. Um,
Yeah.
uh, and it's still in theaters and stuff, and I'm sure it's
Yeah.
still all
It's
being
still
edited.
going. Yeah.
Um, like not only that, but you could like spin off and do movies. You don't necessarily need like Mortal Kombat. Everybody's in this movie. Like you could very easily, like they've talked about, like a Johnny Cage standalone movie. Um, uh, the actor that played Sub Zero is signed on for like 4 sequels. Like they've talked about that. Um, they weren't talking about doing sequels on the set apparently. Like they were just kind of focused on making the first one, but like they're all signed to
That's how.
things.
Yeah. I mean, that's how these movies are, though. They're like, all right, we're gonna.
Well, some films are like so set up on just making the franchise. We've talked about it
Yeah.
previously with some
We
things,
talked
and it's
about
just
that. Power
horrible.
Rangers did that. I'm
You
blanking
need
out.
to focus on the one for that
Fucking
first go around.
Warcraft. You remember Yeah, the Warcraft
Yeah.
movie tried doing that. Like there's several ones that just
Mm-hmm.
they try to do the whole like, all right, we're gonna do these multiple movies, but you gotta make the first one good, man. Like that's you have to make the first one good.
Um, and
And
my
and then
expectations were about what I expected too. So
yeah, I mean,
Mortal
I don't
Kombat.
know, I didn't know what to expect from this movie, but I don't know. Even then, I'm just kind of like very like on it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I mean, but that being said, I think like if you let the people make their fucking movie, then I think the second one could be better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Agreed.
just let the people like stop including these Cole Youngs that are you don't need to include, and just let the filmmakers do their thing. You know what I mean? Like,
The point of view for the audience character.
yeah, like fuck all that, dude. Like, just let these people do what they do, man. Like they're the ones making the movie. Like, just let them do their thing. So yeah, I wasn't really the biggest fan. I didn't hate it either, but I was just kind of like I'm kind of like indifferent on it. Like I don't really care, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that being said, like I would check out a second one if they made it. You know what I mean? Because I would
Yeah.
hope that like they would do better on the second movie. So
The
that's
other thing that's weird
kind of
about
my
this
thought.
movie, the other thing that's weird about this movie is there's no tournament.
Oh
Mortal
yeah,
Kombat is all about the tournament. This takes place before. This is like a prequel. It's weird. It's prequel to a movie that hasn't happened yet.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. That's a good point. There is no tournament in this movie.
The whole point of Mortal Kombat is the tournament. Um, but in this one, and the tournament has rules. In this movie, they kind of throw away the rules, and Shang Tsung's just trying to kill everybody because of stop the tournament from happening, which is
Yeah,
a little weird. So I do have a little gripe with that because like the entire thing of Mortal Kombat, the entire fucking franchise kicks off the very first Mortal Kombat game. It's about the tournament. All right, like So that's weird. I hope they, you know, I
Add
hope
the
they get
tournament
another.
in the next movie.
Yeah, I hope they have another shot at it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'll give them another shot. See what they could do with it again.
Mhm. It made money. Um, it didn't review bad. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's like knocks on it, but like, I think people understand. Hey, it's a fucking action. It's a summer action movie. Like, what do you expect? It ain't gonna win no Oscars.
No, hell
Uh,
no.
uh,
I don't think anybody expects that. But yeah,
uh, um, it's about what I expected.
yeah. I mean, I don't really have much to say on it. I mean, I watched it and then I feel like I like was getting sick or was sick already or something. Stuff like in the pre-sick times was a little bit of a blur, but I mean I still remember like just I don't know the movie is fine. It's whatever. I again yeah I don't need to watch it again anytime soon. It is what it is. Like I'm
I
not
will say, if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, you will get more out of this movie than if you don't know anything about it. You
for
know what I
sure.
mean? Like,
Yeah, like again, like I already said I don't know a whole lot, about the lore or anything. I just played the games, the older games back in the day, like
yeah.
that's
Like
it.
a lot of folks didn't even realize that there are two Sub Zeros that exist, and like why this one's the bad guy and stuff like that.
Mm,
So,
yeah. Like
uh,
that I knew at least, but yeah,
mhm. Like I don't even think Baba realized that there are two Sub Zeros.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on Mortal Kombat. I know it's quick and dirty, but we've been at this for
Yeah, I
three
mean,
hours.
again, I honestly don't have much to say about it. I didn't love I wasn't the biggest fan of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't hate it either, but I'm just like, I just don't really like it. It is it is what it is.
Let's wrap up and do our shout outs because I think that's gonna do a show for us, guys. And we don't want
Yeah,
it to go this recording to go on too long because I do have to upload it.
yeah.
So
We'll
you're
go
up,
ahead and
Daniel.
so thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us on our, coming back from a couple weeks there. Um, yeah, we'll be back next week with some more good old news and hanging out and talking. I believe next week we are going to be. Josh really enjoyed the whole video game bracket that we did for March Madness, so he wanted to do
Mm-hmm.
another one. So next week we're going to be doing a Star Wars character bracket. That's going to be fun because I'm not doing that. I did the video game bracket. Josh is going to be doing the Star Wars character bracket. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what he does for this. I would imagine it's going to be both canon and non-canon characters
Mm-hmm.
in this bracket. I don't know how many characters he's going to include, but I'm excited to find out. This is going to be fun because I do enjoy brackets, and this is going to be again a Star Wars character one. So I'm very intrigued with who he's going to include, how many characters he's going to include. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. We want to do some some Star Wars episodes for this month because we're in May, and we had Star Wars Day like a week ago. Uh, and we didn't have the podcast for a couple weeks there, so we couldn't do anything there. But we will be doing some more Star Wars stuff coming up. Like I said, next week we have the character bracket, and then the week after that we have our 2-year anniversary for the podcast, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be nuts. But then the week after that, we're gonna be talking about the future of Star Wars. So stay tuned. We have some Star Wars stuff coming up, and then in addition to our 2-year anniversary, which I can't. Part of me is like I can't believe it, but at the same time, I'm like it feels like it's been a while. But anyway, that's gonna be it for us. I'm gonna try to stream every day this week. Because to be honest, like since I've been sick, it's felt really weird not streaming. I'm not used to not streaming, so it's been kind of weird. I'm gonna try to stream every day this week. But I also uh one of these days I may have people coming over because as I mentioned, well, actually, I guess you guys don't know, but there's like work going on around here with like the windows and stuff. So there may be some noise, and so it depends on when I you know it'll depend on when I can stream or not. But anyway, I'm gonna try to stream every day this week if I can. Uh, and then Friday is the big one because that's when we start Mass Effect for the first time. So if you want to watch somebody play Mass Effect for the very first time, uh, check out my Twitch, which is in the on the sidebars here. I'm gonna be playing Mass Effect for the very first time because the Legendary Edition's coming out. It's sponsored by Josh himself because he was kind enough
Yeah.
to hook us up with a copy of the Legendary Edition. So we're gonna be playing that. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, again, I'm gonna try to stream every day until Friday, or yeah, up until Friday, because on Friday we do the Mass Effect stuff. But yeah, so again, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm back. We're gonna try to do some more stuff here on stream and all that good stuff. So I will see you all later. Have a good one. I'm excited for next week's podcast. So bye bye, everybody. See you. Peace out.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the show after coming back to us. Uh, for after a little break that happened here. Um, we went over a hell of a lot, and we appreciate you guys. If you like what you're seeing here, hit that follow button. We appreciate it. Um, to everybody that's doing that, follow us on Twitter to keep up to date on everything that we're up to. Join the Discords, all that stuff. Do all the social media things, so you can always see what we're up to. Coming up this week, my return to streaming is going to be Friday, and if you haven't figured it out, it's going to be Mass Effect, as well, because I want to play it as well. And like Mass Effect was the first game I want to say that I took seriously and streamed on Twitch, so it'd be interesting to come back and see it, and do it again. Like it's one of my favorite game series. Um, I'll have Daniel stream up and open while I'm streaming, as well. Multiple monitors and being able to mute sounds and stuff is great. So the stream can't hear it. But uh, that's all I'm gonna say. Love you guys. Take care of each other. Get your vaccines so we can get this place back to
Yes,
normal.
definitely get back.
Yeah.
Do it. Find out
Um.
where you can make that happen.
Yeah. Lots of places out there. So we will be seeing you next week, guys. Bye bye.